for a guy that was in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me up one morning and asked me if I could go to the Dallas office for some meeting that they had that he wanted me to say something at. And I was like, dude, if you got in your car in New York right now and drove the same amount of time that I'd have to drive to get to Dallas, you'd be in South Carolina. So no, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to make that meeting in Dallas in 2 hours, considering it's 5 hours away.
I shan't be at the Dallas meeting.
My first trip to Texas, I flew like an hour and 15 minutes to get into some airport in Texas, and then drove 3 hours east to get to where my destination was. It takes forever.
Yeah.
You know, I had a professor that he was a Jefferson scholar, and he spent a lot of time in England because his focus of a lot of his scholarship was Jefferson's time when he lived in England. And so, is that me or is that you guys making all that noise?
That's got to be Don.
It's Don.
Is it me?
So he said he came back. We had dinner with him, and he told me something really interesting. He says he goes, you can sum up the differences between Europeans and Americans in two sentences. Americans think 200 years is a long time, and Europeans think 200 miles is a long distance.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, I get. I used to work for a company whose the executive secretary, the CEO's executive secretary, was from Nottingham, England, and so I used to joke with her. It was like, hey, I heard you got a pretty tough sheriff there, that kind of thing. And she's like, yes, that's very funny. I've never heard that before. And but she told me that the church that when she flies home, when she's back home, the church that she goes to, like every Sunday, her church is 650 years old. And I'm like, we don't have anything in this country that's 650 years old. If something turns 50 years old, we knock that shit down and we build a new one.
Cahokia Mounds.
Yes.
Cahokia Mounds, yeah, but they're just mounds. I mean, they're just dirt. It's like saying, well, the Rocky Mountains are older than that.
That's man-made.
It's man-made, yeah, but it's not like a church.
It's not a church, but it is the oldest structure in North America.
Yep, I think you're right.
And it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
But yeah, depending on where you are.
It's weird because I ran into some people that study pyramids, love pyramids and things like that.
Okay.
So they're all over Egypt, Aztecs, and then the Cahokia Mounds. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's a big deal. They find pyramids as Indian-made pyramids as far east as like the east coast of the eastern border of Ohio. That's how far east these things go.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, so you guys ready for tonight?
Sure.
So I got to tell you what the hardest part about this game is. It's not the lack of distinct rules or anything like that. It is. Did we just lose Chuck? I think we did.
Yep.
So I got to tell you, the hardest thing is not knowing what you guys are going to do next. So, because you guys have a lot of decisions, and that you can make, and you can go in 7 different directions. And me having to prepare something for all that is hard. It's hard. Hey, Dan.
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Well, how was your
Looking
weekend?
forward to my flight tomorrow morning, heading into the airport that a major star just died crashing after taking off.
Ooh. Kobe died by you guys?
No, I'm flying into the airport he took off from.
Oh, you're flying to LA.
At least I'm not in a helicopter, though.
Good point. I'm flying tomorrow morning too. I got to go to Austin. I was telling
Texas.
I got to go to Texas tomorrow for the day.
You got that election going on there. You gotta.
I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go stump for that. I mentioned that to somebody from Houston earlier this week. Snoozers, nothing. I got nothing. Like, you don't look like. Like, all right.
We'll buy you a cowboy hat.
That's what I need. That's what I need. I need more cowboy hats in my life. I was just telling Don one of the hardest as I was prepping for tonight. One of the hardest things that as I keep playing this game, and more differences between this and Pathfinder keep coming up. First, it was like the total lack of rules, which is fun in its own way. The second is that there's no such thing as an adventure path for Traveler. So you guys have like a lot of options. It's like one giant sandbox, right? So I can't like push you guys in. I mean, I'm going to try to, but I can't really actively push you guys.
It's more like cooperative storytelling.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and that's what
it
used to be. That used to be the big thing, right? I mean, back in the '80s, that was the game. And it's once you get used to Pathfinder for a while, this is so my problem is I have to write like acres and acres of text. Yeah, I'll just show you.
Or anything that we might just do a left turn on.
Yeah, you can see I've just got page after page here. And I'm sure, I've prepped a couple of different things depending on which direction you guys want to go. But I'm sure that you guys are going to go in a direction that I have.
Yeah, I was about to say you shouldn't have said that because the mischievous side of me has already figured out a way to do a jump to a whole area we're nowhere near.
Already sorted it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're going back to Terra. I'm like, oh no.
Let's go to the Salamini cluster. Yeah.
No. Hey, Andrew. And Chuck's back.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank
How's it going, brother?
Thank you. I'm looking forward to wearing an Ewok pelt toga.
You guys are going to be lugging those Ewok pelts around for a long
Damn
time,
right.
it sounds like.
Listen, we do not have Ewok pelts.
Yes, we do. Les said we do.
Up. They're just furs. There's nothing special about them. It was an emergency, so they paid us extra. You don't know nothing about no Ewoks.
Les said Ewok.
They could be Ewoks. What he's saying is he's got as the
captain of the ship.
He has
plausible deniability.
I am telling you, they are not Ewok pelts.
What's in the crate? Yeah, he just. I was like, I don't know, it's crates, man. Furs. They told us furs.
None of you are furriers. You do not know. Neither do I.
Hey, I looked at porn in the 70s. I am a furrier. So I know what I'm talking about.
That existed in the 70s? I thought that was like a recent invention.
I know Ewok pelts. That's all I'm saying. And thank you for the dice, Les, in case I didn't thank you previously.
Oh, no problem. You get them? Great.
Thank God I don't have any small children because these might be choking hazards.
They're definitely
they look delicious.
Choking hazards.
All D&D dice were choking hazards.
Yeah, these are like
edible.
These are they're small.
Well, they're not super small. I mean, they come smaller than that. Those are standard.
Really? You can get them smaller than this?
Oh yeah, I got a guy that. Well, you know Mike Phillips.
I got a guy.
You know Mike Phillips. So Mike Phillips buys these little tiny dice, and he has thousands of them, and they get everywhere, and you can't read them from across the table. So I just assume that he's cheating constantly.
Yeah, that's a fair.
You can't read his dice. He has to pick up the dice and he's like a jeweler with those things. Oh yeah, it's a 20. I'll be damned, it's a 20. How do you like that? But yeah, no, those are like standard sizes. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can get bigger ones.
You've known Mike longer than me, Les, but I would trust Mike. He seems pretty trustworthy.
I suppose I'm going to accuse him of cheating all the time anyway, just to keep him honest. But
just because you don't like the result.
Yeah. Well, there's been a couple of times where. I don't know. I think Don told you guys the story about when we were having battles. And I set up this huge battle. I had like 90 guys on the table, big miniatures thing. Everything was all set up. I had my plan set up. Everything was ready to go. And one of my players, Steve, came in and fuckified the whole thing in about 2 seconds. And I was a little irritated, a little snitch mad about that. I was a little angry. I had the perfect plan, I was like, I knew what they were going to do and all this other stuff, and it was really tough. And he came in and just like bum rushed the entire show, ruined everything.
Did it work out in their benefit, or was it
totally
up for them too?
Oh no, he totally did. I mean, it changed the whole face of the battle. So he used black tentacles on a bunch of
you mentioned
a bunch of
stuff.
And if you look at it, the amount of black tentacles that you can pile into this thing is huge. It was like the whole thing, the whole map.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's going on, Matt?
Hello.
How are you all?
Excellent.
Good, Matt. Hey, Les.
Yes.
I think what happened last week on A-Team actually may have surpassed that.
What happened last week on A-Team?
We're not done yet. Don't jinx us.
The use of the artifact to get rid of that.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a Lothar night. So props to Chuck, by the way. For those of you who are not in A-Team, props to Chuck because he owned it last week.
He unmasked himself and went to town.
Now, how long has he had this thing? Because I've never heard of it.
A while, I think. Chuck, you've been lugging that Talisman of Pure Good around for a little while, haven't you? Where did you get that thing?
No,
Was that from the underground?
It's one of the 3 things that we got from Delamere's tomb. The armor went.
Right.
The armor went
very
to.
long.
The armor went to somebody else because somebody else could use it, and I didn't want to be greedy and keep everything. But the other 2 items were priestly only. So
that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. I just heard good. I'm like, I'm good enough. I don't need anything else.
Delamere's tomb was a good stop. All right, so I think we're just waiting on Eric. He emailed me earlier, said he was going to be just a teeny bit late. He had to put his kids to bed. So let's just real quick go over, and I'm just going to go back over. I know you guys have seen it in email and stuff, but what happened last time? So you guys leave Mirabilis. You leave Ascension Station Mirabilis with a cargo full of ewok pelts and 1 frozen material science guy that works for
I
the
told
company.
you they were ewok pelts.
Yep, they're ewok pelts. That works for the corporate. So Mirabilis as a system owned is too strong a word, but dominated economically and politically by a single corporation, and it's a family-run corporation. The family name is Spofulum, and the corporation is called Spofulum Corporation. So Chick-fil-A, yeah. So basically they run Mirabilis. So as you guys were, I mean, you guys went into jump space. You started heading for Greenpernt so you could drop off this cargoes. And the guy who brings in this cryo chamber dies, apparently of natural causes, aboard ship during that week. Dr. Wagner.
Getting a dramatic profile of Eric, who's joined us.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, Eric.
I have changed.
I should do my camera side.
Can you all hear me?
Only when you lean in. If you lean back, we can't hear you very good.
All right.
Oh, now it's better.
No, if you don't lean in, we're still fine. You just were leaning in all the time.
Just hear me now?
Yep.
Cool.
That's good.
My desktop has changed a bit. So I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm trying to find a place where
Don't
my
be
camera
modest.
won't
That's
fall
all
down.
about drama.
No, that's fine. I think I like it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a little bit sideways. It's a nice,
Yeah.
I like it.
this straight on thing doesn't work for me anymore.
Awesome. Well, welcome. We were just so you hadn't missed anything. We were just doing a quick recap. So you guys jump away from Mirabilis. You're headed on a two week jump trip to Greenpernt to drop off the ewok pelts and this guy. The guy dies. You were always a little suspicious about what he had planted in that cryo thing. Eric's character, Mr. Doyle, the security chief, and Jin had worked on a couple of scans to try and find out what it was. Couldn't find out much other than it was a cryo chamber sized for a human or a human-like creature. The guy dies. So Wagner does an exhaustive autopsy.
Dr. Wagner.
Dr. Wagner does an exhaustive autopsy and determines that, barring something incredibly rare, the guy died of natural causes, basically a brain hemorrhage. He had a stroke. So now you've got this thing which you know is a cryo vessel and has a thing in it. You go through this guy's stuff, and basically you come to the conclusion that this guy might be a professional kidnapper. Because you find on his data pad that he has all these information of picking up the package. The package turns out to be like people, and you think that maybe he kidnapped this guy in the cryo chamber and he's taking him to Greenpernt to sell him to somebody else. So then it starts to get interesting because you guys are you guys are still in jump space. You got another couple of days in jump space before you fall out of jump space. You would do the recalculations and then head to Greenpernt. But at this point, you're starting to think of what we should do. So you've got a couple of things that you were thinking about. So one was go on to Greenpernt and maybe try and sort of scheme out the very significant payout that you suspect that this kidnapper is getting from the kidnappees, while at the same time sort of screwing them and taking the guy back to Mirabilis to sell back to company sponsor. Two, you guys are still on the way to go see Weber Jix's friend Palmer, so that you can buy guns for both the ship and for yourselves, which you do not have. And three, Captain Black brought up last time that he knows a guy by the dubious name of Chopper, who is in Calgary system on the Kazinti border, who he knows from the Navy, who mustered out of the Navy around the same time. But this guy specializes in being able to work. He works on cryo. He's a cryo expert, and that if you wanted to sort of like fiddle the cryo chamber so it looked like there was still a guy in it or something like that, he'd be the guy to talk to. All of these places are within a single jump. Both Calgary system, Greenpernt, and Remulac are all within a jump of where you guys are going to be dropping out into. Now, you guys are dropping out of jump space in interstellar space, but honestly, you're only going to be there for a couple hours while Jin figures out the mathematics. Jin and Tam figure out the mathematics to jump again. So, at that's what we know. Okay, and I don't want to interfere with that, but I think interfere with your discussions. But honestly, I don't know that you guys have come to a conclusion as to what to do next.
We have not.
Okay. I don't know if there was any like conversations taking place or anything like that I weren't party to. So now I give it to you.
So we haven't really made any decisions, but I'm kind of leaning towards jumping over to Calgary. If I get off the ship looking like, what's his name, the dead guy, with this cryo cargo, we establish that he's here with the cargo and then disappears. So there's no trail back to us. We've dropped him off where he wanted to go. For some reason, he wanted to go to Calgary. You know, people can say they saw him there.
Okay.
That way, the original buyers, if they start backtracking, are still looking for him, not for us.
Okay.
Now, can I ask you a question on that?
Yeah.
So, one, that precludes that we would not be trying to get the payment for the that he was due. We'll take the half payment he gave us at the front end, but we're not going to try to fake out these guys and get the payment from them on the back end.
Yeah, I'm worried about faking them out.
Second, do we need to ditch the body? His body, not
What body?
Well, you've got an airlock.
Original kidnapper. And I would say yes.
but like ditch it as you said, airlock, or do we like maybe leave his dead body behind in a hotel there so that it looks like he died there?
Oh, we might do that.
Well, that might be harder because he's in a lot of pieces.
My point exactly.
Okay, we dump the body in space before we jump to Calgary. If we're going to
Flush in the
Calgary.
toilet.
Base toilet.
All right, so next time we have to remember when we perform an autopsy, we don't go full
Don't
CSI.
I was zealous. I made a call.
It's the
Next time,
first.
look through the data pad before we butcher the body.
It's the first autopsy he's done in a while. He probably was just excited and wanted to do a thorough job. I don't blame
And
you.
he wanted to
Dr.
use
Wagner.
that new saw he had. I get
Yeah, I don't blame you a bit.
it.
I'm sorry, what's the rationale for dumping the body?
So that it doesn't turn up at any time to give any clues as to what happened to it.
Yeah, because he's going to go all changeling on us, and make an appearance as the guy. Are we basically dropping off an empty chamber then? Or
Well, the guy's still in cryo, isn't he?
He's still in cryo. You guys haven't cracked the seal on that.
yeah, I thought we were pretty clear that we were not working on behalf of the kidnappers, right? I'm perfectly happy bilking them for whatever money they have, but were we going to turn over a Shanghai dude to these kidnappers?
Well,
No,
the plan being proposed right now is we're not even going to fake them out to try to get their money. We're just
Okay.
I'm worried about
But,
trying to fake them out. If they know anything about this guy, they're going to ask me a question I don't know the answer to.
You say you got to go to the bathroom and you'll be right back, and then you disappear.
Yeah.
I'll
hold
get back
that
to my
thought.
question, but I got to pee. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I think we go to Calgary and get the guy unfrozen, find out what his deal is, and go from there.
Okay. Can we unfreeze the guy ourselves?
We can't unfreeze the guy ourselves.
Okay, got it.
We'll need to go visit Chopper.
We need better facilities, and the best facilities that would be discreet would be Chopper.
Understood.
So, are we thinking weapons first, then hit Chopper's place, or vice versa?
Well, what kind of money do we
Chopper's
have? Because
first.
we only got paid half the money up front.
All right.
Well,
But we
that's
still got
another
to drop
money
the
yet.
pelts off and stuff anyway.
that's another thing. I mean, whatever these guys are going to pay the kidnappers, if you hoodwink them, that's probably a tidy sum.
Yeah. I'm perfectly happy to dump kidnappers.
Right. But if we don't, we only got the half money he paid us up front and then the money for the pelts, which didn't add up to a ton.
And those pelts are supposed to be delivered at Greenpernt.
Right.
I don't know that we have money for weaponry at this point.
For what?
Guns.
Oh,
Remember, you were headed out this way to talk to what's his friend's Palmer.
Billy.
Weber's friend Palmer.
Weber from Palmer, yeah. He's my hookup for rehoming weaponry.
Les,
Mm-hmm.
He runs a weapon rescue. That's right. That's what we talked about.
Weapon rescue.
Yeah.
if we go to Calgary,
Mm-hmm.
take out the kidnapped guy from the cryo chamber.
Okay.
Put in the chopped up kidnapper
Okay.
in cryo.
That's what I
They'd
thought.
be able to tell it's a dead person in there, couldn't they?
Well, so that's kind of what one of the reasons that Captain Black brought up his friend Chopper, because you guys had this discussion last time, and the basically idea was that while you guys would never be able to do that, Chopper might be able to set that up so that it would work that way, for it to give a false cryo signal, that life signs were there. Keep in mind, people in cryo sleep are very close but not quite dead. So the difference between dead and cryo sleep is very small. So it's just a matter of a lot. Chopper might be able to finagle it.
Could we get? Okay, the problem with doing that is the buyers eventually open the cryo and they see the dead guy, and then they come after us because we were the ship.
But they don't. Well, maybe.
They wouldn't know he's on the ship, so as long as you are off the ship as this guy, you wait till you're away from the ship. You could check into the hotel as this guy, and nobody would know how you ended up getting into town.
Yeah, good point.
Although, what is it, Jinx or whatever his name is back at that other place does know we took him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Can we substitute? Okay, if we go to Calgary, take the guy out of cryo, can we get a different body, put it in there, and make it seem alive? Go to the drop-off point. I'll impersonate the original guy. When they open the casket, at least it's somebody completely different. They might think the original kidnappers tried to screw him.
Well, remember that this guy. I mean, this was a handpick. You remember from the kidnapper's data pad that he had a dossier. Basically, said we want this guy.
He's got a reputation.
Yeah, they sent him. They said, look, they picked out the guy before they hired the kidnapper.
Right.
Hold on, just a second. I gotta grab my juice over there.
It's giving up a lot of money, but I don't want to try to piss those guys off.
Yeah, I agree. That's the safer option, but then we don't have money for weapons, which is okay. We just got to find another way to make some more money.
I have a cutlass and a carbine, and can our diplomat talk our way out of any of this?
You're
What do you
muted.
want to talk us out of?
You're muted, Matt. Your diplomat's muted. He can't talk his way out of anything.
Oh, well, never mind.
Okay, there's actually. Sorry, I was in a vacuum there for a second. I can talk them into anything needed, but the question is, I thought, we were trying to leave no trace. I would leave a trace, right? If we're gonna deal with the kidnappers, but.
Well, so we want to get rid of this body. I mean, the kidnappee, the whoever we can turn into guacamole, and nobody will know the difference.
Well, what are you going to turn guacamole? We have infinite space around us, right? Just drop them off as a space cube and be on our way.
If you waste protein in this economy.
Wait a second. You're thinking about taking the kidnap guy and pushing the cryo chamber out into interstellar space?
No. I'm talking about the chopped up dude. Yeah.
I guess there's a reason why there's no alignments in this show.
Well, there's a couple things we can agree on here. We're not calling them space cops, and we're not going to turn over the hijacked guy or the Shanghai guy to the kidnappers, right? Those are two things we agreed on. Everything else is still kind of a work in progress. But
Well, what if we go to Calgary, unfreeze the guy, and find out he deserves to be kidnapped?
We can always re-kidnap him and then sell him to somebody else.
Are any of us moralists? Why don't we just sell him, take our money, and who cares?
Well, that's the thing. I think last time we decided we were moralists. At least we had a moral code compass that pointed slightly away from merciless kidnappers.
At least currently,
we're not into human trafficking just yet. We're still into. We're just we're into endangered species right now.
He's dead, so he's not really human.
Yeah. So.
Wait a second.
The guy in cryo is still human.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Really dead.
Apparently, somebody's already vying to be lawful evil in this party over here.
Wait, we don't have alignments in this game, do we?
No, there's no alignments in this game. There's just a moral compass.
Yeah, that was a discussion last time we played. What is our moral compass set to? And I think overall consensus. So I don't think it was unanimous. Apparently, the overall consensus that we weren't comfortable.
I think our compass still hasn't found true north, so we don't know.
Yeah. Hey, this is a redemption story in progress. Okay,
sorry.
We're still smugglers on the fringes of space here.
One thing I have to say is, Andrew, you're getting 2 tweets. You've said 2 quotes, and I'm going to tweet later already, and we're like 25 minutes into this thing.
Yeah.
The Twitter feed tonight is going to be the Andrew Show.
Make sure you link Andrew's professional profile to his human trafficking conversation. Yeah.
It's my LinkedIn URL.
There's a reason why Tiny Batman says it's anonymous, completely anonymous.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so there's a bit of round robining here. I mean, not everybody has bought into your idea with Mr. Tam. The captain hasn't said one way or another which he wants to do, although he has the guy he knows in Calgary. Should we kill the guy? Should we not? What do we do with the body of the guy we already killed? Well, I guess you guys can kill him. Natural causes.
What if this is the ultimate sleeper player character that Les is just dragging along? We wake the person up and boom, another player joins us. That would be
he's the vivisectioned guy.
But see, that's what I would think.
That would be the ultimate Inception right here.
This is Traveler, and we're mercenary smugglers. We're not nice people.
Well, I think those words are not incompatible. We could be mercenary smugglers with a heart of gold.
Yeah. Nice mercenary smugglers.
We are not Harrison Ford.
Going around writing bongs.
I am willing to shoot first.
We're more Firefly.
Absolutely willing to shoot first.
All right, so you guys. So the discussion goes on like this for another day and a half or so. And you guys get to the point where you are alerted by Jin. It is time to drop out of jump back into real space. Captain Black and Mr. Tam go to the bridge. The rest of you buckle up into the provided gravity couches, and you plop back into real space. You look around, there are stars, in the distance and that kind of stuff. But and Jin does a few calculations, informs you, Mr. Tam, that you guys have basically found out jump space pretty much where you expect it to. It has a couple hours worth of calculations that it needs to work on for you, but it does need a destination. But before we get to that discussion, you guys have 3 subspace messages waiting for you when you drop out of jump space. Now, you can't get messages in jump space, but so what they do is they send them and they wait for you for reception when you fall back out. And so you have one of them is for Captain Black.
Our Blackberries.
Yeah, exactly.
Blackberries, yeah.
It's like when you take it off of airplane mode. So the first message is there's one message for Captain Black. There's one message for Weber Jix, and there is a third message for Mr. Queen Singh, addressed to him. And Jin informs you of all 3 of these messages. Is there any? Do you want to hear, read, etc. them in any particular order?
As captain, I would say I'm transparent as heck. Let's go ahead and see it, and everybody hear it. And by the way, Les, is this where we're at?
Yep, you guys are right there. Hex 1734, I guess.
Got it.
Oh,
Yeah,
1734.
Yeah. Is that 24 or 34? I can't read. 34. I'm getting old. So yes, that's where you guys drop out of real space. So you guys are just a parsec away from Remulac, but another 5 parsecs from Greenpernt, which is your ultimate destination. Now, Jin has done a partial amount of the calculations for Greenpernt, which there's still a couple of hours left. So first message, you tell Jin, play my message. It's to Captain Black, Gin and Tonic from Walk Into Light, Ascension Station, Mirabilis. And it says, requesting that vessel Gin and Tonic return to Ascension Station Mirabilis system at soonest option. Do not deliver passenger and cargo. Return to Ascension. No legal ramifications for your Sofont crew. Fuel costs will be reimbursed. Spofuel Corporation has issued an alert for illicit property transfer. The Gin and Tonic has broken no system law and is not under interdict, but requests that you return at speed with the Sofont Queen Singh and cargo intact. This message was sent to you guys 3 days ago, so 2 days or 3 days after you guys left Ascension Station is when this message went out. It's basically walking away requesting that you come back.
Got it.
All right.
Surprised, but I let the crew know and say, obviously this might play into our decision.
Well, we still have all. We haven't
ejected. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We haven't ejected anybody into deep space yet, so I think we're still. What do we do with the chopped up body? How chopped up is that body?
It's pretty chopped up.
Why is it chopped up again?
Autopsy to see what killed him.
Because Dr. Wagner did a full-on autopsy to see what killed him.
I'm thorough. I'm very thorough.
But usually at the end of an autopsy, there's a corpse you can at least put into a.
Yeah, am I missing part of it? Why is this corpse?
You can sew him back up if you want. I mean, sure.
We haven't spaced him yet. I mean, we just dropped out.
Okay.
We could sew him back up and say, I think we could cover, especially our diplomat could cover why we.
No, he died of a heart attack, and the doctor did an autopsy to see what killed him.
Yep.
Stroke, technically, a cerebral
stroke.
event.
But do we go on to Greenpernt and get rid of the pelts first?
I don't know. What are the other 2 messages? You said there was 3?
3. One for the captain, which I just read. Another one for Weber, Jix, and then one addressed to Mr. Queen Singh, the kidnapper.
Let's hear the one addressed to the kidnapper because he's not going to hear it.
Okay. So Jin will inform you that this was encrypted, but since you guys opened up this guy's data pad, Jin has basically had full access to all the data on the pad, and it turns out that the encryption key was located on the pad, had been sent to them. It was part of the steganographic data that was in with the dossier of the guy that you presume is sitting in cryo right now in the hole. So it was able to decrypt this message pretty quick. Basically, it's just a series of, it's not like a normal text message. It says, contact Yuresh Senanayaki, 744321, comma Greenpernt. Payment 1 mega credit at UV SETI of basically Pan-Galactic Bank of Terra. PGBOT is coded, and then there's a string of numbers next to it. It's the 6217 46211 377 974364X.
What was the fourth from last digit?
4.
Can we assume we saved that somewhere?
Give me. Oh yeah, I mean, Jin has it. So, give me anybody who's got Streetwise. Give me a quick roll.
Ooh, I gotta bring up my character.
Hang on. Moment.
Yet. There we go.
+2. D6. It's 2d6, right?
2d6. Everything in this game is 2d6.
Why is it not opening?
Oh, hey, Les, weren't you supposed to send us a standard character sheet?
Yeah.
Was I?
Yeah.
It's your fault.
I've been waiting to create my character sheet because you were going to send a template.
Let's get him.
I did not send that. I forgot completely about that, so I will send that.
At some point, please, dude.
This week, yeah. I'll send it this week. And, you know, I've looked. I do remember looking around for a standard character sheet, and the only thing, I mean, I don't think there's any. Nobody's made like an Excel one or anything for anybody. It's all the like fillable. I mean, I think the best I'm going to be able to come up with is a fillable PDF.
That's I didn't get my +2 on there, so it would be 14.
14. Ooh, all right. So you, as you're listening to this message, you have had some dealings with Pan-Galactic Bank of Terra. They are probably the largest bank. They are also a pretty significant financier.
What do they call?
They have a lot of it. I'm sorry?
What's the bank?
Pan-Galactic Bank of Terra.
Oh, order some gargle blasters.
The PGBOT. PGBOT. Anyway, you know that the X on the end of that long string of numbers, that long string of numbers is probably an account number, and the X means that it is an anonymous account like they used to have in Switzerland, that it's not attached to a particular name, that anybody with that account number can access it.
Okay.
Well, that account number plus whatever security measures are in place. It's not, you don't just rattle off account number. So contact is Yuresh Sananayaki with a number, payment amount, authorized upon delivery under, and it says Vassos Neo Taitu as a name, which is a name. You, Doyle, you would recognize this as one of the names that you found documents for in Mr. Queetsing's baggage. Remember, there were 3 sets of identification documents. This Vassos Neo Taitu is one of the names that was in there. And then it says location, Dock 31, Section B, long-term storage, PO 7017, secure set. Key 05182946 ###. So after, and that's the entirety of the message Jin tells you. Jin will also say that this is a message that was generated by an AI. The encryption was generated by an algorithmically delivered by an AI. This wasn't written by a person. But he would say, look, this wasn't written by a mind either. This is he would say, this is the level of encryption that we're talking about here, and the stylistic kind of aspects of this message. It would be an AI basically comparable or a little less capable than Jin is. So a small AI wrote this.
It ended with pound, right?
3 pounds.
Oh, so that sounds like Hulk smash. That doesn't sound like an intelligent being.
It just says a key on it. He says there's also attached to this, there are some confirmation numbers for a passage to Remulac for 2 standard days after the delivery date. And plus there's hotel accommodations at Greenpernt, same name as on the payment key, for the day that you guys are supposed to arrive and the day after, so 2 days. And then it looks like a paid-for passage confirmation ticket for 1 person, name of Vassos Neo Taitu, from Greenpernt to Remulac afterwards. Basically, this guy's ticket off-world.
Ticket off-world. Now, how much were we supposed to get for delivering this guy?
I don't know. I'd have to look back. Like something along the lines of like 220, something like that.
And this note said $1 million?
Million. Yeah, that's the payola.
Yeah.
One
That's
mega
what we
credit.
figured, right?
So what if we do become kidnappers?
I'd say, I mean, we're no longer anonymous, right? So if we do become
Right.
kidnappers, then we're constantly on the run from people who know we have this person.
This wouldn't be the right time. Captain Jack would tell you, listen, you just heard the other message. They know we had, the authorities already have a track on us. I don't think we can actually take this that far, but we could go to Greenpernt, at least fake out the real kidnappers the way that we described, and then drop off the pelts, get our butt out of there, and then get back. Then we can tell them why we were delayed, why we did it to misdirect kidnappers, and then get ourselves out of trouble.
Sounds good to me.
Mostly sounds good to me. If they don't say, so where's this money you came up with? I guess they don't have to know that, right?
Well, we got paid the half up front, so we break even. And if we drop off the pelts, at least we're not in trouble there either. So we got enough money to pay for the fuel and probably have a little bit left over. I'll have to redo.
And we get reimbursed for fuel when we go back. They said they'd reimburse.
Yeah,
us.
Exactly. So we didn't make as much money as we thought because we only got the half up front, but we still made money and we kept ourselves out of trouble. And
We maintain our moral compass for now.
we got a reward for bringing this guy back.
So, maybe.
Especially if Jix, Weber Jix is the one who handles that conversation for us.
Yeah, well, I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Okay, so my vote is to run to Greenpernt, drop off the pelts.
I agree so far, but I do want to hear the third message, Tam.
I have a message as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a
Weber has
message. There's a message that is addressed to Palmer. Hold on, just a second.
We're all listening in.
Well, it's up to. I mean, do you
I
want
didn't
them
hear
all to
you.
listen in?
Hey, I got no secrets here.
That's exactly what somebody with a secret would say.
Secret would say.
Exactly the way they'd say it too.
I've been practicing wringing my hands together on camera.
So, as you are probably suspecting, this message is from your old friend Palmer, who I am going to show you. So this is Palmer.
Ah!
Yeah, that looks like old palms.
So this one is video and audio text. The other ones were more textual messages, but this is video, and he's like, "Hello, old son. I certainly didn't expect to hear from you. Glad to hear you're on the bounce, old man. I've got your message, and I think I can help. I tell you what, I'm in Jickless 58 right now, thereabouts, but I'm off to Ross in like 2 or 3 standard days. So let me finish up here with this small thing I've got going on. And why don't I meet you at my place in Ross? And then here's the location. And then underneath there's Gin comes in and says underneath there's a set of coordinates in Remulax system that it was shot through underneath.
Nice.
Why don't
What
you
did I
meet
tell
me in
you?
Ross? And I got your message, and I think I can help. Why don't you meet me? Bring you and your mates around to Ross, and we'll talk about it. Bring scotch, which I know you have on that ship, whatever ship that is you're on right now. Here's he sends the coordinates. The place is called the Bettendorf after that hotel. Remember, the Hotel Bettendorf.
Oh, that's classic Palmer. Classic Palmer.
Anyway, come round and we'll discuss your problem. See you soon. Over and out.
Les, you gotta watch movies other than Mary Poppins because all your characters sound like.
I thought that was Road Warrior.
Yeah. No, they're all Dick Van Dyke's character from Mary Poppins.
Here's an accent for
Bert. They're all Bert.
Why don't you suck it? How's that accent? Anyway, that's Palmer. Says he sent, and basically Gin says, he sent information. Basic, and he says, and so Gin says, underlying the coordinate information, to this place that's called the Bettendorf. So Jin runs it through his computer. He says, I don't know where this guy's in. So Remulac's system is an interesting system. It is essentially you have a cluster of really nice planets within probably 5 to 8 astronomical units, within between 2 and 8 astronomical units of the sun, of that star, Ross 968. And then you have there was once a big rocky planet, about 30 astronomical units out, that has somehow crumbled up. They suspect some sort of maybe a black hole passed through here or something, but basically it fuckified that rocky planet and created what is essentially a giant ring of rubble around Ross. Now the rubble is pretty spaced out, but if you wanted a nice quiet place to be away from people, it's a good spot.
Okay.
But it's relatively close. I mean, it's in the same system as some very pleasant high-tech level planets that you could scoot over to on a fusion drive from 30 AUs out to 5 or 6 AUs out. You're talking about a day and a half ride on autopilot to get into the inner system. So
sounds good.
It's almost like the perfect bedroom community. Right? People can go out there, they're by themselves, they're far away from the internal scanners of the inner system. I mean, your basic ship scanner goes out probably to a limited, the extended range of a basic ship scanner is probably 15 astronomical units. You're easily more, Palmer's place is easily more than that away from even the farthest inner system planet. So whatever goes on out in this place, it can't be scanned, long-range scanned from the inner system. So very private, sort of far away, but also with access to high-tech, high-law.
Sounds like
anybody who's
marketing brochure, and
It does, doesn't it?
yeah, anyone who's anyone has their own private asteroid.
Exactly. So Weber, that at some point he pulled down, Palmer pulled down some big deal, and he bought this basically a hollowed out asteroid that was essentially turned into a spaceship. And he bought it from somebody the guy who made it, and turned it into his summer place. He does business there. It's a nice faraway place from most of the crowd.
His stabbing cabin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a conversion van from the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, it's got a big unicorn, painted on the side.
Right. It's
Fun side note, my
conversion van
aunt
down
used to
by the
live
river.
in Bettendorf, Iowa.
Oh yeah, is that a real place?
There's a Bettendorf, Iowa.
How do you like that?
Nice. I did not know.
All right, so that's the third message. So now you've got some complicating factors. So Remulac is only a parsec away, but it'll still take you a week to get there on jump. So that's the crazy bit about jump. You lay it in, you let it go. It takes a week, regardless if you go 1 parsec or if you go 5 parsecs. Jumping is weird.
Okay.
Do we have enough fuel to get to Greenpernt and then back to our point? Where did we start?
Oh, Ascension Station in Mirabilis, yeah. So you started here with the big blue square.
Do we have enough fuel for that?
No. So you've got enough fuel for another jump 5, and you burn fuels based on the parsec. So you've got just enough fuel to get you to Greenpernt. You would have to refuel there to get back.
Okay.
Then we refuel, jump twice back, turn the kidnappee, ask for a reward, at least get the fuel back.
And reload for another cargo mission.
Yeah? Sounds good to
All
me.
right. Just one question. When our home base is not Greenpernt, it's what again?
Mirabilis, it's Ascension. You left from Ascension, yeah.
So
Mirabilis system.
My question about Mirabilis: when we're loaded for bear, we come back with maybe potentially weaponry on ship and on person. What's Mirabilis's
law level?
Yeah.
Well, if you walk off a ship with an extraordinary amount of metal on your person, Walk Into Light's going to know about it.
Okay. So, but having an armed ship is not a no-no.
So it's not necessarily a no-no, but I mean, so you're not going to get like arrested for it. What happens is a lot of, especially deep space ships, so a lot of scout ships, a lot of some deep space freighters will put what they would call anti-environmental weaponry on their ships. Ostensibly, they're for like getting rid of asteroids if you have to go through that, or getting, taking out, or purely defensive measures essentially. And so usually those will get a blind eye. It is especially so if you take whatever precautions are necessary to sort of disguise it. The idea is in Mirabilis, if your ship has a couple of laser turrets on it, but they've got something on there that makes it kind of look like it's something else, nobody's going to give you a lot of hassle for it.
Okay.
Technically, the law level in the Salamini cluster is that only military ships are allowed to have ship-based weaponry. But the reality is, the farther away you get from Terra, the more likely it is that you're going to see some of this.
So you can have it, don't flaunt it.
Yeah, exactly. In Mirabilis,
Right.
if you were to fly to Terra with this, that would be a problem.
Okay.
But even on Mirabilis, if you wanted to enter the station, you couldn't you get scanned once you exit the ship. So if you went into the public areas of Ascension Station, which is essentially anything that's not space dock, you have to pass through scanners and walk into would notice if you had a substantial amount of metal on your person.
Okay,
Couldn't
so
identify.
that's all I want to know. I didn't want to come back like, "Hey guys, we're here doing the right thing," and we get pinched for being armed to the teeth. Palmer, Weber's always looking at the angles here.
So, but we don't necessarily have the time to get to Palmer if we have to get back right away. We go to Greenpernt and back again. We're not getting to Palmer.
I guess that's where we're gonna go. Yeah, I mean that's. I guess let's get to Greenpernt first and see what kind of shenanigans we can get into there. Me personally, I'd rather be armed to teeth before we went there, but we don't have enough money to do that, so we got to do what we can do.
I got Betsy here. Betsy's my carbine.
Nice.
But that's it.
I'm writing that down so I don't forget. Then you may have to change that name if Don's daughter Betsy joins us in the game.
Yeah.
But she goes by Beth now, so.
Oh, Beth. All right, never mind. We're all right. Betsy, it is.
Have you read
Nice.
Heinlein, Tunnel Through the Sky, or Tunnel in the Sky?
Oh, probably 30 years ago.
The character Rod Walker inherits a knife from his built-up sister, and the knife's name is Betsy.
Oh yeah.
So I took that name.
Perfect. All right. So, what's the plan?
So, Tam, you're still good with us going on to Greenpernt. You impersonate the guy long enough. We even have you make a scene, right? So that they know you were there.
Right.
Then change back to your regular self in an alley somewhere. Come back to us. We get rid of all the pelts. And we head back.
Right. You get rid of the pelts while I impersonate him.
I'd feel better if somebody with a rifle, at least keeping an eye on you while you were pretending to be him.
Okay.
So Eric, maybe. Yeah.
One of us with a rifle, right? Not a bad guy.
Let's do an arm
No,
check
a good
here.
guy, not a bad guy.
Let's do an inventory here. Who's carrying? I have a body pistol.
Ooh, a carbine and a cutlass.
Okay. Don?
Carbine.
I have a cudgel.
Space cudgel, sir. Space cudgel.
I have a space cudgel.
Dan?
Bet you weren't ready for that.
I've
It's
got
a staff,
something,
not
I've got something.
but Les and I haven't worked it out yet.
Okay. Andrew?
What?
Oh, Dan, are you talking about this?
Hold on.
I'm lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We came
know
to
if-
a general agreement, but I got to get back to you with the specifics.
Wait, is Dan bringing thunder and lightning? Is that right?
So Jack, Captain Black, has an artificial arm. You guys would have recognized this by now. One of his arms is
Cybernetic.
let's call it.
Cybernetic.
but it looks pretty good. It might have weaponry in it.
Okay. All right. So you guys aren't entirely defenseless. All right. So the plan is you're going to go to Greenpernt?
That's the plan I am putting forward. Go to Greenpernt, fake out the drop off the pelts, and then get our butts back.
Yeah, I'll back the captain on this. That sounds fine.
Good, because you and I are taking care of the pelts there.
Oh yeah. Well,
We maximizing our
I'll maximize our money here.
profit here. Because I'm sorry. What are we doing with the kidnapped guy and cryo?
We're going to leave him on the ship, and then we're going to go back to Ascension Station because they've already caught on to the fact that we have him. So we're going to go back to Ascension Station and re-deliver him back there.
So, I'm sorry for the dense. Who has caught on that we've got this kidnapped person?
Well, they didn't
Authority.
specifically say
Johnny
that.
Law,
Yeah, but
Mirabilis.
Walk into Light sent us a message saying, hey, you need to come back right away, and you need to bring that guy and his package back to us. They know what the package is, they know who he is, and they want them both back.
Well, basically, what you guys think is this guy works for the Spofulum Corporation as a materials scientist. He's one of their top guys, which is why he was kidnapped in the first place. They want him back.
Right. So, but somebody knows he's gone, and somebody knows that guy kidnapped.
Wait. What happens if we go to Chopper and get Chopper to wake up the guy in cryo? Because I kind of want to talk to the guy in cryo.
Theoretically possible. Can you mark where that is on the map, Les?
Where what is?
Chopper.
Chopper is here. Hold on a second. He is Calgary, right here.
Oof. So we can't go from Calgary to Ascension in a single jump.
In a single jump. No, it'll take you 2 weeks. You can go from Remulac, though, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you can go from Remulac.
Where's Remulac?
It's right here. Oop. Hold on. Let me just lay that path in.
That's Remulac. Okay. So we're here.
So if you're in Greenpernt, you go to Remulac, and you can stop there. And then this is 5 parsecs.
Right. But if we wanted to go here first, we'd have to go from Greenpernt to there, back to Remulac, then back to Ascension Station.
3 weeks as opposed to 2.
And we need fuel for that and money.
Yep. Now you have some of the money. Hold on, I think I did a spreadsheet here.
You did.
I have to check.
Okay. I'm just really curious who is in cryo and what she or he might do for us. Also, as somebody who is deeply afflicted with claustrophobia, I can't stand the thought of somebody being holed up in a box. That's just me.
Yeah.
This is always in a box.
So, I mean, and what if it's a what if it's a beautiful princess?
Space princess.
You just want to complicate this further, huh?
Well, it's a necrophiliac.
Rosophiliac.
Maybe this engineer is being held against his will back at Mirabilis.
Also,
Maybe, but then why put him? But then the other side of that coin is why put him in cryo?
to keep him
Why not?
quiet.
Because he eats less expense. Put him in cryo.
Trouble. But also, how do we know that the people who want this guy back how do we know that it's really them? And do we care? Do we care if somebody wants us to bring back the kidnapper and his helpless victim?
Well, here's
Well,
my thinking.
Yeah, I
Right
think Johnny
now,
Law is
we're
going to make our life
neither-
hard if we don't.
We're weak.
Yeah.
We're underfunded, and we need money.
And,
We need
and
to build up our ship, pay off the debt, and get weapons. I'm not going to be too picky.
It's just that I feel like, in a way, if we just humbly bring back this kidnapped person, in a way, we're rolling over and we're giving up something that might be real good. It's
Or
just-
he could be a serial killer who's being extradited.
You don't know why he's being kidnapped. You're speculating on it.
Well, and there's nothing else on the kidnappers.
And I would argue morals come with wealth, and we have neither wealth nor morals.
So to your question, Eric, Coffin relooks through the guy's stuff again. He doesn't find anything anymore. I mean, you've got his data pad. You've got his fake IDs. The data pad has, a series of these things. Basically, it's like pick up the package here, bring the package there, and the package is this dossier and it's a guy. And the dossier for the guy that you think in there, whose name is I want to say Robertson or something like that, is basically he's a high-ranking material science for Spofulam Corporation. He's made a couple of breakthroughs in various kind of scientific pursuits, but there's no indication that he's like an evil guy. There's no criminal record noted or anything like that.
He still could be a princess. We don't know.
Could be.
So the kidnapped person is a materials scientist.
Right. Yeah. Hotshot material science. Okay.
So that's,
If you look through some of the other dossiers of people that you would think that Mr. Queet Singh has kidnapped in the past, because there's like a couple of dozen of these, like pick up the package here, bring the package there kind of things. And they all contain information about the package, which is a person. All of them tend to be either, when you look at their like careers, all of them tend to either be like scientists or mid to senior level like government functionaries, like people, like not like elected officials, but like people who run bureaus or departments.
Diplomats.
Okay. Bureaucrat.
Not so much diplomats, bureaucrats, but
Bureaucrats, okay.
senior bureaucrats.
Oh,
so I got a feeling this materials scientist knows some stuff that could help us.
Eric, it's hard to hear you right now.
Sorry about that. I got a feeling this materials scientist might know some stuff that could help us in some way. I just
Like
got a
what?
hunch. Like
Okay.
maybe somebody would give us a reward for bringing him back.
Well, it
I
could
can
be that
Certainly hope so.
it could. Well, certainly the Spofulam Corporation wants him back. I mean, Walking Delight sent you guys a message that said, "Hey, bring him back and bring the kidnapper back too." I don't know that they would be. I don't know that they would shed a ton of tears if you were to say, "Hey, the kidnapper had a stroke and we had to space him."
Well, he's
Or here's his vivisection body if you'd like
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
I'd say
Got him.
give him the vivisection body if we're going to go back.
Agreed.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, then I'm gonna take the high road. There's a guy in cryo. He's probably not there of his own volition. If we bring it back to Spofulam Corporation, I got a feeling they're not gonna treat him well. How about we spring him?
I agree. I just think we should go to Greenpoint first. for 2 reasons. One, to dump off the pelts because I don't want to be in trouble with that group.
Sure, yeah.
Kind of throw a curveball for the kidnappers so they aren't looking for us either, and then we road back.
So I did find the revenue. So for the Ewok pelts, you guys are on the hook for 200 kilocredits, but they did not pay you up front for those. Payment on delivery at Greenpernt for the Ewok. So 17 tons of Ewok pelts, 200 kilocredits. The payment from Cute Sing was 220 kilocredits. He already gave you a partial payment of 110, half up front. So you have that. That's where you are now. I mean, right now, I think your full bank is 110 kilocredits.
Right.
Minus fuel.
Minus fuel.
I vote we go to Greenpernt first and honorably discharge our obligation to deliver Ewok pelts.
They're not Ewok pelts. I keep telling
Yes,
you.
they
Just
are.
pelts. Just pelts. You don't know what they are. Nobody knows what they are. We're just delivering them.
The GM said they're Ewok pelts. They're Ewok pelts.
I am not including you guys in the discussion about pelts ever again.
Okay, we're all in agreement that whatever animals these pelts came from, they're going to end up in Greenpernt. So let's just go there, make the change, and then decide what we're doing next.
Ewok pelts just add a little flavor.
Hold on,
Nothing about
I've never
Ewok
tasted
pelts.
one. I don't know what
Officer,
you think.
I don't know why they keep talking about Ewok pelts, but I don't know anything about Ewok pelts.
Hold on, I'm writing all this down. This is a great quote. Oh my god. And this is all Dan right here. They're not Ewok pelts. You don't know what they are. I don't know what they are. They're just pelts. And I'm not including you on any pelt discussions from now on.
Well,
Oh,
since you
that's
put
so
it that
good.
way.
That's awesome. I can't wait to tweet that. All right. So you got to. So I mean, you have to tell Jin what to do the calculations for. Are we heading for Greenpernt?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So Jin is like, I've already got
Hold
the
on.
calculations.
I believe the captain gets to say yes.
Go ahead, Captain.
Ma'am. Yes, we're going to Greenpernt.
Jin, take us out. All right. So Jin says, I got a couple hours of calculations I got to do. I got to work with Mr. Tam. And in the meantime, you guys just sort of chill. Do you want to hold on to the dead guy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Or do you
I
want to
like that
space him?
idea.
I don't think there's any benefit spacing them at this time.
Okay.
Yeah, put them, and in fact, put them back together as best we can, Dr. Wagner.
Doctor.
Well,
Wagner.
did I mention that my name is an anagram for Hannibal Lecter? I can't quite put him back together.
Well,
And
put
don't
them back
check,
together
'cause
the
it's
best you
not.
can. Pretend it's a funeral, and it is an open casket funeral. What can you do for me?
I've got Muppets.
Close enough.
Also, where are we going to keep this body?
Yeah, I can probably sew together some proximity of a human being.
Yeah, and then you've got a bunch of
That's such a
pressurized
half-assed,
cargo space. I mean, you can just sort of, you can just sort of put him in a crate and send him down in cargo.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere.
You'll stay fresh.
I don't want to show up in port
You need to go out.
speaking like a
Okay.
warehouse.
All right, cool. So after a couple, so I'm assuming that you guys do that with the 2 hours and use the time to sort of get this guy patched, sewn up and bagged up and placed into the depressurized area of the cargo.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Pretty soon, after a couple hours, Jin alerts you, Captain Black, and you, Mr. Tam, that the calculations for jump space are ready to go. Would you like me to engage the jump drive, sir?
Captain, is it okay if I engage the jump drives?
Oh, sorry. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I engage the jump drives.
All right, jump drives engaged, and bloop, you guys drop back.
Congratulations on your engagement.
into to jump space, and you guys are headed for Greenpernt. It's going to take a week. So, do you guys do anything other than just sort of sit around playing Parcheesi?
We do not discuss our future plans until we get to Greenpernt.
Okay.
You don't want to be a space jinx by starting telling people how you're getting short. Yeah, it's my last mission. I'm gonna carve out and hang out with the family.
I'm just 2 days from retirement.
Everybody in
Exactly.
Traveler is too old for this shit.
Exactly. Yeah, Stevie.
All right, so a week passes by without notable incident. Although Weber, you feel like you may have lucked out because if you'll recall, the kidnapper brought a bunch of Groomsbridge scotch with him. Remember, you guys were having a bit of a scotch off. So you feel like, it is. You do recognize that it is rare, and it's certainly something Palmer might not have direct access to all the time. So from the point of view of bringing Palmer scotch, you feel like you're in.
Yeah, that sounds classy.
All
That
right.
sounds like me.
That's eventually you approach Greenpernt, and a week later you drop out of jump space, and you are now at Greenpernt system. So let me tell you a little bit about Greenpernt. So the interesting thing about Greenpernt is that despite its reputation as a sort of a bit of a lawless place, it actually is quite a large system with a lot of planets. So in Greenpernt, and I guess I'm sure. So it has, let me check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Playing
10,
a
11.
sustaining chord as background music, or somebody playing their Hammond.
No, that would be less.
That wasn't me. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Let's adding atmosphere to your game.
It's like a 50s soap opera.
You guys are so pedestrian. I try to put a few, a little bit of music behind it, a little bit of mood music, and everybody's like, "This sucks. You're an idiot."
Les, if this game had experience points, I'd say it's fine. I like it.
But now, since there's no experience points, you guys can say whatever you want. That's fine. Greenpernt lives up to its name a little bit, at least the first part. It is very much a green system. It has 12 planets, no less than 4 of them. In this case, 5 of them actually are what we would call standard M-class planets, either naturally Earth-like or terraformed Earth-like. You have one planet that's a complete water planet. It has also been terraformed, so it's more it's a bit more comfortable. A large population in this system. It's a big system, and it's a busy system. For having, but what it isn't is a Salamini cluster system, and that makes a big difference. So a lot of Greenpernt in a lot of ways is self-sufficient. From the point of view of its own energy systems, its own food thing. It doesn't import a lot. What it is very strategically positioned with regard to the Affront Kzinti war space, in that it is quite close to Forlorn, and can get to. There's a lot of ability to get to Dismal as well. Greenpernt, as we learned before, has a lot. There's a lot of smuggling that goes on here. And further, if you look at sort of down below, and here I'll sort of slide this down. Greenpernt is really the last embarkation stop when it comes to dealing with the Ursay. So the Ursay are a race of bear-like aliens. Ursay obviously is the name the Salamini call them, as is the Kzinti and the Affront. They have their own names for themselves. But they are bear-like aliens that are originally from Kukulkan's system. And Greenpernt, in a lot of ways, is their connection to what everybody in the Salamini cluster would refer to as civilized space. So these bear-like aliens, they are not involved in the war with the Kzinti or the Affront. They're too far away, frankly. Their only connection is with Greenpernt. So there's a lot of business done in that direction. There is, a lot of business done with things. Greenpernt really does a lot of trade with alien races. In the meantime, they take care of themselves. Does that make sense? So you guys are hailed immediately. Greenpernt has several AI, traffic control AIs. It's a busy system. So the Gin and Tonic, Gin informs you, Captain, that the G&T has been hailed by the inner system AI, traffic control AI, and has asked us where you want to go. You point out that you want to head towards one of the inner system planets at about 1 AU. It's the primary system. In this case, it is Greenpernt 4 or Ross 4. Sometimes it is called. It is the primary Earth-like planet in the system. There's another one very close by at just a little ways away. They almost share an orbit. It is also Earth-like, but a little bit different weather. But this is the primary one. Now, this is where Greenpernt society civilization is essentially based. And so there's a lot of technology. Now, remember, this isn't technology so much in the Salami level that you're used to. It's sort of rough and ready technology. So there's a lot of satellites over this Earth-like planet, a lot of smaller ships moving in and out. There's a fair amount of traffic, but you guys are waved in pretty hard, and they're like, at one point, an actual person comes on, rather than an AI, and it's like, all right, y'all, come on and park. We're gonna send you guys with a Gin and Tonic. We've been expecting you. Come on in and park. We got you set up right here. Doc, gives you a number.
Take a load off.
Wave you right in. Come on in, y'all. Come on in.
Wow.
You didn't like my English?
No,
accent?
I'm liking the hillbilly space jam.
Y'all didn't like my English accent, so y'all can deal with this for a while while you're in Greenpernt.
I could just taste the bayou.
Anyway, they call you in. There's a lot of traffic around in this system, so you see a lot of ships going past and forth. They seem to be pretty sophisticated about how they handle it, though. No, everything's very professional. It's just as you sort of cruise past some of these. There's a fair amount of space stations. There's a fair amount of things in geosynchronous orbit above Greenpernt 4, and a lot of ships up there. And basically, they're saying, and you're docking at a station. You're not landing. Your ship, the Gin and Tonic, can't land in a gravity.
Can't land on an atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's docking. At one of several space habitats in orbit above Greenpernt 4. You guys dock, you throw it in, the locks are a thing, you pressurize your lock, and you are ready to go. You hear somebody comes on the line and says, y'all got any non-nitrox breathers in there? Anything we got to be prepared for from an atmospheric standpoint?
Of course not.
All right, well, humans always welcome. We're pressurized to 1.2 G, so if it might feel a little weighty on you, but that's how we got to roll up here. So sorry about that. Apologies for any uncomfortableness. And basically you get a green light to open the locks. What do you do?
Captain, permission to open the locks.
Permission granted.
Open the locks.
All right.
So
Locks open, and you're immediately struck by. If anybody's in the lock, you guys aren't in.
Something hit me already.
Yeah. Ow! You hear gunfire. No. You're struck by how much noise it is. The locks on this place, it's a busy place. And as you guys are pulling in, you see literally dozens, if not more than 100 different docking centers, plus more besides on the other side. This is really a transshipment point and a popular one. There's a lot of cargo being moved through here. Once you open the locks, and I don't think you guys would be in pressure suits since they've already assured you that they have atmosphere. but you're struck by how much noise there is on the docks. There's people everywhere. There's grab scooters kind of scooching boxes and stuff around. Stevedores and baggage handlers are moving crates and stuff out. Some of them are, some of these places are really big and they're moving like shuttles, a cargo of gravity shuttles out of this thing. There's a lot of big activity. You guys are sort of in a smaller area. Where mid-range ships are, away from some of the bigger ships. But you've got plenty of room here, and somebody comes to greet you, guy with a clipboard. He just kind of shows up. He's like, "This is Gin Tonic."
Yep.
All right, welcome to Greenpernt. This your first trip here?
Mine. Yes.
All right, good to have you. Everything, we got you got cargo of 17 tons of what do we got here? We're looking at.
I believe
ewok
the pronunciation is ewok.
No. You got 17 tons of biologicals and 5 tons of technical. It seems is that more or less accurate?
That is correct, sir.
All right, sounds good. Sign here. Hands it to you, Tam. I guess you're the first guy off.
Yeah, and I signed the captain's name.
Okay, you sign Captain Jet Black with your left hand, kind of thing. Oh.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. You know who you're supposed to meet? They're on the. They coming here, or do you have to make a couple calls?
We think we know where we're going.
All right, sounds good. Everything. He kind of looks in the lock and says, "Got any? Y'all don't got any pressure leaks in there, do you?"
Any what?
Pressure leaks, like when the space gets in.
Oh, no.
Oh, good. Well, that's inspection. All right.
When the outside gets
sign
inside.
right here. And you have to sign again. All right. He's like,
Yep.
All right, you are free to unload. Call your people. Get the cargo out, please. While you're in Greenpernt, above Greenpernt 4, take advantage of our local hospitality. There's a hell of a gumbo down at the place. It gives you names, a couple of hotels, a couple of bars. Enjoy yourself while you're here. Not too much. If you're looking to take a load back, where you guys headed from when you leave here?
We haven't decided yet.
Haven't decided. Well, a lot of transshipment take place here. You should be able to find something easy, depending on where you're going. If you're headed back to civilized space, if you want it, now he says, since this is your first time here, I'll let you know. If you want to head out to the Earth, you got to get a special dispensation. Now, most people get it, but you're going to have a bit more of an inspection of the ship than and probably an interview with controlling legal authorities if you want to truck out to Earth. Just let me know. My name's Bill. I'll be around. Just ask for me if you want to talk about that and you want to head out to Coquelcan and trade with the Ursay. Otherwise, you should be able to find whatever you need.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome. Nice to meet y'all. Have a good time. And he snaps his metal clipboard thing shut and heads off. He's like, he's walking up. He's like, "Hey, y'all dumbasses! You're not supposed to move that. You put that back where it's going." And you hear him yelling at some.
That's a man that loves his job.
And he walks off. So apparently that was inspection. That's how shit rolls here in Greenpernt. So what do you guys do? So you do have contact names for the ewok pelts if you know, and there's there is your neural. Those of you who have neural lace, which I think is everybody except for Doyle, right? Doyle has opted out. Those of you who have neural lace, obviously the key lock sequence with the AI controls, and you have access to local internet. It's compared to what you're used to in a Solemnity cluster, it's pretty local. You don't get the normal news feeds that you get out of Seoul. There's a lot of purely local stuff, a lot of trade stuff. So for those of you, if you're interested in getting another cargo or two to head back to wherever you're going, there is a lot of discussion on the neural net about that. This is definitely a commercially focused place.
I think I mentioned this before, but is anybody else reading Murderbot, the Murderbot Diaries?
I bought it. I haven't read it yet.
Well, they're a series of short books, and then the first full novel will be out in May. There's 4 short books, I think, but it's an AI who's just cranky, and just these humans are just he's basically like he's on the spectrum, I'll say, as an AI. and
That's awesome.
and he feels like he has to do the right thing because everybody else is just too incompetent to do it, so he has to do the right thing. But anyway, every time he lands at a station, the first thing he does is download all the new stories and whatnot, because all he really wants to do is be left alone and watch his stories. If the galactic events would just leave him alone for 10 seconds.
Sounds like my grandma.
Yeah.
All she wanted to do was be left alone to watch her stories, but no!
Yeah.
Crime kept calling her back. All right, so what do you guys? So you guys are essentially left alone. You pass inspection. You're docked here. There's access to the cargo crew. One of the first things that you probably would do is pressurize your cargo hold. So you guys go back and pressurize that so the stevedores can work.
So we can get it out and everything.
Yeah.
So once we do that, we're looking for some stuff to pick up, right? I'm looking to make some deals.
Yeah.
Like.
You mean like cargoes again? You want stuff that you want to take back? Sure.
This ship goes both ways, yo.
All right. We'll leave that in your capable hands then.
All right,
I'm writing that down.
I'm gonna be working the docks here, Les. I'll be pressing the flesh, looking to make deals, throwing some Groupon coops around.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Tam and
discount
Eric, you guys should head to the
shippers.
hotel and check in.
Sure. Okay.
All right. So are you guys? So here's the thing: are you guys going to find your own hotel under your own names, or are you going to go? Because there's hotel booked for 2 days under Kui Shing's name, Quillen Kui Shing.
Yes, I'm gonna leave the ship. I'm gonna go back in the ship. I leave the ship as Qingxing and go to the hotel.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Why are you doing that? Why are you leaving the ship as him?
In case somebody sees.
Yeah, we need him to leave the ship and never come back.
Okay, got it.
And vaporize.
Right. So right now, as far as anyone's concerned, he's still alive.
Got it. And we dropped him off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
I'm looking for the cargo charts. I don't know where the hell I put them.
I guess that means me and
all right. So
Doctor there are going to take care of the pelts and deliver them where they're going.
okay. So you guys call those guys.
Yep.
All right. So you guys reach out to them over neural net, and it doesn't take long. About an hour and a half. They show up. They bring their own sort of cargo carriers. They've got it's probably a half a dozen guys. There's a little bit more discussion, and they're like, yeah, we're they want to look at the thing. They actually go in and they open one of the crates, and you can see the delicate forms of freeze dried ewoks in there.
I'm not looking.
I'm not looking. And they're like, cargo looks good. They salmon it back up. They're like, all right, take it out. And he's like, all right, sounds good. What was we agreed on 150, right?
Is that right? I'm
That's
sorry.
not
You just said
We agreed on 200.
No, it was 200. Do I need to come over there?
I'm just
we agreed
messing.
on 150 plus another 50.
Yeah.
200? Did they really? I don't know that they were authorized to agree. Do you remember any authorization? The guy's like, I don't remember any authorization. All right. It's 200. We'll back it up. And he's just messing with you guys. It's like, hey, so he's like, you got an account number? And you do for at Pan Galactic Bank of Terra, everyone's favorite bank. And they basically, he takes essentially a data pad, transfers the credit. You look at it on your data pad or ship's data pad, or you reach out to Jin. Jin, did they that money land? And Jin's like, yes, you have received 200 credits into your account at Pan Galactic. It is there. And you're like, and he's like,
200 kilocredits.
Kilocredits, right? And the guy's like, we all good? And you're like, we're all golden. And they take another probably 45 minutes to an hour, offload the 17 tons of ewok pelts, and they depart. So you now have, I think your total balance is 310 kilocredits.
All righty.
All right, that's a start.
So who are we handling next?
Well, I don't know. So let's do this. So, Mr. Tam, you wanted to come out essentially as Kui Sing, and go to the hotel and check in?
Yep.
Okay. So you do that. It's all paid for. So they're like, Mr. Queetsing, welcome back. Your room is already taken care of. Is there anything that you might require in your room?
I just need a do not disturb on my room.
Understood. It shall. We will make sure that you are not disturbed at any time.
Are there any messages for me currently?
There are not. There are no message or packages waiting for you.
Right. Thank you.
You're supposed to say, "Bring me my usual."
It's probably something horrible. All right. So you successfully. I mean, you go up to the hotel room and it's nice. It's it's very much a traveler's room. It's not a suite or anything massively fancy, but it's certainly adequate. Several rooms and perfectly adequate to the task.
Okay.
What do you do after that? Kick back, take advantage of the mini bar, that kind of thing.
Oh, I'm going to completely rate the mini bar.
I got you.
I'm not
Good.
rating this. At dinner time, I go out for dinner.
Okay.
Charge it if there's a restaurant in the hotel. I'll charge it. Go there and charge it to the room.
There is, and you can.
Then go to the restroom, change back to me, and go back to the gin and tonic.
Okay.
Sounds like a Hunter S. Thompson novel.
Change back to me. All right, so you get back to the gin and tonic. Everybody's there. The ewok pelts have been loaded off. You guys are still there with the thing. Now you're supposed to meet this contact person, Yuresh Sayananaki, and there's a neural lace code. Mega credit payment authorized on delivery to Vassos, one of the things, and then there's a dock location where you're supposed to meet him, and something that is listed as the key.
Okay, but that's for the kidnapping, right?
Yeah, the Ewok guys have already came and went.
Right.
And I'm prowling the dock looking for another cargo to take back the other way.
All right, you want to do that?
Mirabilis, or what was the other place we're going besides Mirabilis? We're going towards where's the captain's friend? I'm pretty sure where Palmer is. There's no
Calgary. I don't know that you've 100% decided. So you think your friend Paul? Oops, hold on. You think your friend Palmer? Well, the message said that he was going to be going to Remulac, so he was going to his place in Remulac, which is pretty close. The captain's friend Chopper is in Calgary. Now, Calgary is a different kind of system. It's a lot more military, and ex-military are there. It's pretty. It's because it's so close to the
war zone.
Yeah, to the war zone.
Okay, so I guess it only makes sense if there's a cargo going to Remulac. Otherwise, we want to go back to Mirabilis or something along the way. If the cargo in Remulac, maybe we can kill two birds with one stone. Captain, what do you think?
Yeah, if you can find some, that might give us enough money to actually buy something when we go to Remulac.
Captain, we got to get you out of here. You're getting a southern drawl already.
Sorry, I do apologize. I am from Florida, as to say.
I'll be chawing a piece over here. All right. Well, I'm gonna jaw with the locals.
All right, so you're gonna basically go online and start hunting around and say, hey, we're headed. So a lot of this is where you're going. So are you? I mean, so you're saying we've got 100 metric tons of space headed to Remulac. Anybody interested?
Or Mirabilis, yeah.
It's secondary to Mirabilis. Anybody got stuff going on? Okay, so what I need you to do is what are your skills again?
Oh, don't make me look them up. All right, hang on a second.
I have them somewhere here. Lever. That's going to take my Microsoft Word about 20 minutes to open up. So if you get to it before I do.
It takes 20 minutes. You better get to it before you do.
we go. Rejects. Okay. So what were you asking me?
What skills do you have?
God, dude. I'm trying to read the skills versus the whole. Okay, here we go. They're in the bottom. Bounty pistol, increased intelligence, body pistol, high passage.
No, things like
skills.
electronics -1, streetwise -1.
I'm just trying to read where it is in on this damn character sheet.
That's what we need, a character sheet template.
Gotcha.
Because
What it spit out was not very easy.
Yeah, it spit out like all across. Like I have liaison 1, then liaison 2 farther down.
Right.
I didn't write it in character sheet. I'm sorry.
There should be summaries up near the top. That's what I'm thinking of.
What were you asking me? What was the word you were asking me?
I just need to know what your skills are to know which one you should use.
All right, so here we go. Body pistol, carousing, forgery, interrogation, liaison. I think liaison was what you're talking about. Liaison 2?
Liaison 2 would work, yeah.
Recruiting 2?
That would work too.
Streetwise, forgery, carousing. All these work great at the docks.
Yeah. Recruiting is probably the closest. I mean, you're sort of recruiting yourself for some work.
I have recruiting 2 here.
All right, so go ahead and give me a dice roll.
So 2d6 plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For some reason, the dice roller doesn't open up like it does for Pathfinder. Why is that?
Should.
Mine does.
Advanced dice roller, maybe.
Are you on the right page?
Yeah, I'm in.
Did they?
20.
Oh, did they make some changes?
You see what I'm seeing? Like you hit the button, it has a drop down of things, and you can easily roll how many dice you want. But I don't see how to
but
have
if you
that
click
modified.
on it, the dice roller opens still. You got to actually click on it. There you go.
Well, I clicked on it, but let's see, that's 2d6. Okay, so
2d6.
10.
8
10.
plus. Okay, so 10. So yeah, you do find you've got somebody who's got some material going to Remulac, and I want you to do another roll to see if you can find somebody with going to Mirabilis.
Same roll.
Same roll.
All right, so that'd be a 9.
A 9. Okay, so yeah, you find 2 cargoes heading in that direction. So I want you to roll 2 D100s.
Well, this thing makes it easy because there you go. 1,
81.
2.
All right, and 89.
I have to figure out how to add the mods on here, the modifiers.
All right, 81 is all right. Now I want you to roll 2d6.
Okay. Any mods here? 10.
10, no mods. So the first cargo going to Remulac is I can't even imagine. I can't even see this. Is 10 tons of xenopornography.
Xenopornography.
This close to the Ursai? I think it's bear pornography.
Some hardcore bear porn, people.
And it's going to Remulac. So 10 tons of xenopornography. And they are it's legal here. May not be as legal in Remulac.
Weber says, "Hey man, no judgment. We serve all kinds. You want some hardcore bear porn to get to Remulac? We're your guys."
And they offer what's the going rate for xenopornography? I'm going to say 15 kilocredits a ton for a total
That's
of 150
150
kilocredits.
Now, what I would know, I've been in the business for a while. What I would know, that seems like a reasonable thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Low risk, short hop.
15K credits a ton for pornography made of bears, alien bears.
Yeah,
that's a pretty decent price. They want to get it out of here.
Yeah, yeah. Their mom's coming over to the station next week, and they got to get this out of here. Okay.
So you all right? So that's going to Remulac. Now here's.
All right. So I got 90. I got 90 cargo spaces left. Right, 90 tons of space left.
Yeah, you got plenty left. So roll D100 again.
I rolled twice for you. Okay, you need me again. Okay.
I need it
One second. One moment. Let me get back to the old roller. D100. 2D 100s or just one?
Just one.
46.
46. Oh, all right. Okay. So this is, go ahead and roll 3d6. Actually, 4d6. 10 tons of live animals. In this case, specifically genetically engineered guard animals, and they are in cryostasis. So going rate on that is 22.5 kilocredits a ton.
So we're looking at
225.
225
and change.
and change. These are genetically engineered guard animals. They're actually dog-like that are in cryostasis, basically freeze-dried packaging, thaw when needed, and those are going to Mirabilis.
Bear porn and freeze-dried dogs. Man, space sure is cool.
Yeah, this is just what it has on here. You could have rolled 63, which is atmospheric filter technology. That would have been just fine. But no, you got to roll a 46 with
Right.
and it's live animals.
Sounds good. And that was 15. No, those 10 tons of that. So that's 20 tons. So we have 80 cargo spaces left. Anybody, and that's also going to Remula, or they're going to Mirabilis?
That's going to Mirabilis.
Okay. Anything
So
else left?
You want to keep looking?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I got time, right? I'm gonna keep looking.
So
I'm looking to make deals, Les.
Go ahead and roll me another recruiting roll. Recruitment roll.
Which is okay, the 2d6.
Plus 2,
2d6
yeah.
plus
2d6
2.
plus 2. Yeah, every roll unless otherwise. Oh, 7.
No, what's a 9?
9. Yeah, you get one more Remulac roll, but then it's done.
Okay.
Go ahead and one D100.
47 again. Oh wait, I rolled a 57, then a 47 somehow. Take whatever you like.
57 first.
57. All right, here we go. Here we go. Electronics, microprocessor assemblies. Roll a D100.
47. Take the second one.
47?
Yeah,
there we go.
100.
All right, 52.
52.
So we're going to say an even 50 tons of microprocessor assemblies going to Remulac. And at this point, because it's a bigger order, they are charging 5 kilocredits per ton for a total of 250.
That seems a little low, but it's a bulk order unit. I think we can make this work. We can make this work. Yeah.
Well, there anyway, so.
All right. So how much space do we have left? That was 50, 10, 10. So we got
30. But yeah,
10.
but you can't. You as you keep going, you can't find. You can't find anything else. There's a lot of competition. Yeah.
Yeah. I figure I've done pretty good.
Yeah, 70 tons of cargo on a 100-ton ship.
Yeah.
You've done good.
All right.
And that was about, I think if I counted right, that's about 500,000 kilocredits. If we deliver it all.
475, 575, 625 for all the way to Mirabilis.
A little over 500,000, and we can actually get something at Remulac going to Mirabilis once we get there.
That was sorely needed. Yeah. So yeah, let's. We're gonna flip those Ewok pelts and start making some money.
All right. So that said, now you've still got the cryo guy. So you know where you're supposed to meet them. I mean, this location, it seemed pretty cryptic when it came in the message, but once you get here, you understand that, this makes total sense. So the place you're supposed to take this stuff is actually about a half mile or so, or about a click and a half down the cargo ring. So it's a little farther away, but it's in the secure section of the cargo long-term storage area. Essentially, it's like a storage locker, but a big one. It's for storing tons of cargo as opposed to your family photos. But yeah, I mean, once
We didn't go anywhere near there, did we?
No, you're about a click and a half away from it, where the ship is parked.
We're not going there.
Yeah, we're just pretending that we don't know anything about it anymore.
Right.
And by the way, they were not Ewok, just so the entire crew.
Hey, look, I understand you're not comfortable with Ewok pelts, but we had to make money. But if you want to tell, if you can keep to your story.
It's just pelts. They were just pelts. They were just pelts.
They were boring as just pelts. Once they're Ewok pelts, they were forever. They're forever immortalized.
So you're not going to go check these kidnappers out?
No.
Oh, we're not going to take a down payment off them and go.
Nah, I think we should play it safe.
I know you want us to, Les, but we're not falling for it.
Yeah, and the kidnapper himself was afraid for his life. I don't think we want to push this any further.
Well, as Jin would point out, Jin would say, if you're planning to deliver, I mean, since you can't deliver the kidnapper, maybe one or two of the contractors who had the kidnapping delivering, if you were to deliver them over to the Spoffiland Corporation, they might be very appreciative.
Oh, all right. We go cudgel them.
Jin wants us to have a fight. Okay.
You guys don't have to. If you guys want to play it safe, because that's really what people in role-playing games do, is they play it safe. They get regular jobs.
9 to 5.
I would feel better if I remembered what weaponry I have, and I don't.
You don't remember?
No, I know you sent an email and we agreed, and I can't find it.
I have a cudgel.
Hold on. Let me see if I can
Can you
find it.
resend that email that you said what arm to take and what weapon to take?
Let's see here.
Must have deleted it.
Oh, yeah, here we go. All right, I'm forwarding it to you. I got it.
Thank you.
Sent.
All right, crew, what do you think? We get everybody back together on the ship and we, representative democracy, not pure democracy, but let's talk about it. What do you guys want?
Okay, so if I change shape again and take the cryo cabinet there and collect the money and then we all ambush them, knock them unconscious, take some of those guys back with us to Mirabilis.
What do you guys think? Mr. Carbine, are
Matt,
you
you're
feeling up
muted
to shooting somebody if need be?
I would rather not. I do have a carbine. I know how to use it, but it's best to not actually shoot people. It causes lots of paperwork.
Well, you could swing it like a club.
No one got into this racket to play it safe.
It's best to avoid shooting if we can. If we gotta shoot, I will. I'm even willing to shoot first, like Han did. But I just it's so slow.
Okay, so if one of your crewmates was in trouble, you'd be willing to fire then, right?
Yes.
Okay, come along and watch my back. I'll make sure I get in enough trouble where you'll shoot. I don't tell you that.
Well, I mean, are you going to try and capture them, or what do you got in mind?
I've got a cudgel. I'm gonna bludgeon them to unconsciousness.
Roughhousing, all right.
All right, who all's going with these guys?
Oh,
I'll go.
we all have to go. If I'm gonna go, we all have to go. I am not going by myself.
Dr. Wagner, are you in on this?
I am running a medical tourism scan. I have brochures. I've got people running around the docks handing out for nose jobs, liposuction, neural lace.
Autopsies.
Yeah, absolutely. Necropsies. So
I am offering bottom rates for autopsies.
That's awesome.
So if you have a better money-making scheme, I'm with you. But right now, I'm trying to raise money.
Well, our money-making scheme is 1 million credits.
Okay, let's go.
All right, hold on.
I'm in.
All right, so you guys are going to go ahead and unload the thing. You get a couple of you requisition a couple of grav carts,
Right.
Move the thing because it's big, and it takes a little while to sort of get moving, but you eventually do. Are you going to truck it all the way down there? I mean, I'm assuming yes. So you guys just basically good luck.
I want my crewmates, teammates to be there already before I show up. This guy was going to deliver them alone. I want them to find good defensible positions and be ready.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're going at the appointed time, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
They can leave early. They can get there and be there.
All right. That's an interesting point of view. So so you guys go down. I mean, you guys go down there as a quartet and just check the place out?
Yeah.
Maybe not a quartet. That'd be too much like the Monkees. How about 2 duos?
Okay.
We're a chamber orchestra.
All right. So you guys go down there, and it's an easy thing to find. It's basically it's essentially a warehouse within a warehouse, right? It's a large, metal door. There's a keypad on the wall next to it. It's closed, and you see there's the red light that says locked is on top of the keypad. You don't see anybody going in or out of there. Although there's a fair amount of people just like wandering about. Again, this is like there's a lot of commerce going on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So there are people. People don't notice you guys as you like truck this big cryo unit, 1.5 kilometers away from your ship on a grav cart.
Got it.
All right. So, but yeah, other than that, you really don't see much until about 45 minutes before you guys are supposed to meet the people, the transfer people. You do see a person come up to the doorway. It's a woman. She punches in a code. The door slides open. You see what looks to be a pretty empty storage chamber, warehouse room. It's pretty big inside. She goes around to the side where you used to surmise that the other side of that key code pad is, punches in a couple of numbers, and it shuts back. So you saw a woman go in. A bald woman. Just wearing regular coveralls. Nothing particularly noticeable about her appearance. She wasn't wearing any military insignia or anything like that. Just a bald woman in sort of regular old space coveralls.
And that was about 40 minutes before I was supposed to get there, right?
Right.
So who saw this?
The 4 of you who are sort of down there. I mean, you guys are sort of like just like hanging around.
Continue watching and wait for Tam to show up.
Nothing else happens. You don't hear anything from inside. There's a fair amount of noise outside, but you can't hear anything from inside, probably because of that door. If there's any loud noises going on in there, you don't think that you would be able to hear it. And eventually, about 10 minutes before the time allotted, you see coming around the ring, you see who you think is Mr. Tam, but it looks like Queetzing, kind of like leading a grav cart, a robotic grav cart down the thing. And you can see on top of this grav cart, it's big. The grav cart is big. It's probably the size of a semi-flatbed. And it's just like sort of following him, and the cryo chamber is on top of it. And it's just kind of trucking along. Finally gets to where you guys are.
No eye contact with them. Just go.
No eye contact. Okay.
Pointed dot.
And what do you do?
Well, they didn't have a code in the message, right?
It had something called key.
Okay, I punch in
a series of numbers. Yeah, 051-829-463 ###.
I punch in that.
Okay. And the key code,
yep.
It says accepted, and the door opens up.
I look back at these guys and step in. You guys gonna follow, right?
Sure. Oh wow. Look at this. Wow.
Yes,
Oh.
I certainly am. How about the rest of you? Wagner?
Yeah, I'm not waiting outside.
All right, can you guys see where you are? So there's Tam, and the rest of you are on the sides. I just put you off to the side. And behind him is the cryo chamber. And this is the doorway into the room. Now this is open. You can see at the opposite side of the room, you can see a bald woman standing there. She's actually at a sort of inset locker on the wall. On that far end, there's like a little smaller storage locker about the size of maybe 2 large backpacks put together. She's just standing there, and she sort of looks over, and she gives a nod, slams this thing shut, and starts coming over. Starts walking towards you. I'm sorry, you guys are bigger than this. Hold on a second.
We're bigger than this?
Yeah.
You are so bigger than that.
So
Are we not supposed to be able to see the giant polar bear over there?
no, that's all right. So you guys probably outside would not necessarily see that, but Tam certainly would. Or shall I say Queetzing certainly would. All right. The woman comes over to you and she's like, are you Vassos Neo Tattoo?
Yes.
So you brought our package, I see.
Yeah, I don't trust this grate here that's kind of like broken.
Oh, look, there's a real limit to what I can find on the internet from.
Okay. I can't move the thing. You have to move that up.
Oh, right. So you move it into the room. All right. She's like, you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead.
So you look over and you see a couple of dudes. There's a human dude over here next to some sort of mechanism with a it's got a control panel on it over there, and he was like looking around the side. He was also talking to this guy. So this guy over here is probably your first glimpse of, except for in the pornography, of
a bear.
Ursay. So this is an Ursay. This is the bear-like aliens that we talked about that Greenpernt is sort of like the station from which they trade. He's about 8 feet tall, bear-shaped. In this case, looks like a big bipedal polar bear. He's wearing what's called ablative armor, which means it's good against laser guns, among other things. He's just kind of like, he was talking to that guy next to this control thing, but now they're just sort of like looking at you. They haven't said anything to you yet.
Okay.
She comes over. So while this is all going on, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm following him in. I'm kind of pretending like I'm pushing this thing now. Sir, where do you want this, sir?
And so she looks over and she's like, "Hey, Neo Taito, what's with the extras here? This is a grab cart. We didn't talk about a bunch of extra people. Who are those guys?" She sort of steps back. Neo Taito, you
they're
You gotta pay us.
they're proteges.
proteges. So you're bringing your B team with you now?
They have to learn somehow.
Well, tell you what, that's fine. They stay outside. He's like, yo, whoever, you don't need to push that. You stay outside in the hallway. You can stay. She points to you. You can stay, to Neo Tatu, but the rest of these guys got to stay outside.
They saw the code also, right? They all saw the message, right?
The code? What code? You mean the message from these guys that had the key code in it?
Right, the key code.
Right, yeah, they saw it.
So I'm going to say, stay outside for now, guys.
All right, sure.
All right, so you guys sort of back up into the hallway. All right, she's like, fine. She does not close the door.
Okay.
She goes over to the control panels on the thing, and she checks it, and she's like, yeah, this punches a few buttons, checks a couple of dials, and she's like, yep, this looks right. All right. Hey, are we ready? And she turns around and she's talking to those guys over there. She says, she's obviously talking to the other human. She says, hey, are we ready to dock this up? The guy's like, yeah, we're ready. So she's like, all right. And then she takes control of the grav cart and begins carting it over.
Where's my money?
Look, let me get it hooked up, and we'll do the transfer. Relax.
We'll do the transfer first.
All right. And she comes over there and pulls out a data pad, and she's like, 1 mega credit transferred from one account to the number that was on the thing. She says, satisfactory. And she hits send.
Satisfactory.
What's the mega credit again? A million?
Million credits.
Million credits.
Damn, son.
Send. Boop. Transfer complete, it says there. Are we good?
Yep.
All right.
I'll leave you to it.
She says, but hey,
But
you stay there, wait for me to get this hooked up. And let me tell you something. If this guy turns out to be the wrong guy or dead or something else, I'm coming back for that mill.
okay.
All right. She drags it over to here and connects it up to this.
As she's distracted, I tell those guys now.
You yell out, now! All right. So what do they do?
Oh, shit.
Well, I come in.
We're like, what? We got to do something?
All right, Jet, you come in. You see, she's like, what? And you see the polar bear guy begins to move south. And he is pulling something from behind him.
Uh-oh.
You want to roll a niche? Is there a niche? Is there?
Well-
Is there initiative? What do we do for combat here?
So that's
It's gonna
great.
get
I think
ugly.
everybody rolls 2d6. Hold on a second. I gotta go to the book. All right. So according to this, once an encounter occurs, the following procedure is to determine the thing. So you determine if either party has surprise, resolve actual combat, and things. So what we're gonna do is hold on. It doesn't have initiative. It has range, escape, movement, combat resolution. All right. So I think we're gonna use 2d6 for initiative, and you. Let's see. If you have in your, hold on a sec. I'm gonna say this. Let's
Add
make
your
a roll
dex.
here. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say. If you have a dex above, for every number that your dex is above 8, add +1 to your initiative.
Okay.
Which number? Oh, D. Okay, D is
So
dex.
it's the second number in your thing. So for you,
Mine's a
Weber,
13.
yours is 8. So
Wait,
your dex is 8.
The 8 dex. I'm sorry. I was looking at the numbers below. So it's A10, B11, C12, D13. What are those?
Oh wait, your dex is 6. So you have -2 on
No,
yours.
no. I show 6 strength, 8 dex.
No, that's the example.
Where do I show my?
Diplomat,
Down
counselor,
below
Weber,
where it says
Jix,
your
2, 6,
title, it'll have a series of 6 digits
261 D6A.
right before age.
I see it now.
The second digit is your dex. It's 6. You have a 1 endurance?
Well, I didn't know this till just now, man.
You're gonna have to
News
not
to both
do
of
any
us.
running. All right. So since you have for each number that you're below, so here's the rule: each number that of your dex is 8. The mean dex is 8. For every number above, add 1. For every number below, -1.
So I'm going to roll 2d6 -2 or -1. -2. Okay. So I am a 2.
All right.
I'm also.
Less, I'm a 10. I rolled 8, but I get +2.
So you are a 10. So
Remind me
let's
to get
do that.
some neural implants or something that gives me a higher endurance and dex.
All right. Weber, would you roll a 2? Okay. Dr. Wagner, what's your dex?
4, I believe. Let me double check.
Yeah,
That would be
none of us-
-4.
None of us are spring chickens here, so apparently our dex is suffered.
Suffers, yeah. You got a 5. Does that include all your bonuses?
Yes, it
Sam?
does.
I feel like I'm suddenly in combat with the geriatric. Right?
I have a dex of 3.
I'm
Oh,
winded.
good Lord.
So it's 2d6 -5. I got a 10 plus -5 is 5. So
Ooh. Captain, what's your dex score?
Who are you talking to?
Captain?
You.
Oh, mine's a
That's
10.
a 10. Okay.
Oh, he's like Grease Lightning compared to us.
I also.
You're Neo, and we're all like normal civilians here in the Matrix.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now.
Those of you those of you at the bottom of the Weber's like, what did he say? Did he say go? What is he saying now? What did he say?
I'm just standing in an empty room. Like, did they already go? All right, I'll mosey on in.
I
No
got
need to
11
hurry.
strength, a 10 dex, and 8 endurance, 9 intelligence.
This is how he got to be captain. He's just got more endurance than all of you guys.
And 8 education. You guys got all 3s. What happened?
All right, she's clicking the thing over and getting it hooked up. These guys are hooking up, and Tam yells out, "Okay, let's go." Jet, you were close to the thing. So what do you do?
Well, I assume I saw something of the room when I poked my head in the first time, right?
Well, you saw that bear, the Ursay over in the corner. You saw the guy with the mechanism. Basically, what she's done is she connected the cryo thing to this other power unit over here. There's a couple of controls which she was dealing with, but basically it's just they're connecting it up. It's probably just a power system to keep it live until they can get it to where they want it. But they're certainly not going to say, "Hey, meet us at the final destination for this guy." That's none of your beeswax. So they're so yeah, this is just a secure place that they rented to hold this until they're ready to deliver it to whoever it is that they're delivering.
How far can I move in a turn?
Oh God, that's a great question. Hold on. Movement.
60 squares.
Movement. It's amazing what these rules did not cover.
How could this game not succeed?
How would you like? How far would you like me to move in a turn?
I think 6 squares is probably good, and so 12 of the actual squares.
This is a work in progress. We'll nail it down.
12 of the actual squares.
Yeah. So if you look, there's the squares on the map, and then there's this underlying grid.
Got it.
There are 4 underlying grid squares to a square on the map. You guys are on the square on the map. I built this wrong, but I built it wrong yesterday, and I didn't have a chance to fix it today. So 6 of the big squares, or 12 of the littler squares.
3, 4, 6.
Okay. So you get there. What do you do? Anything else?
I assume I'm out of movement, so I'm not. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. The bear. All right. So the bear comes over here, and you hear it say something in, you're assuming air say. It's like, and from behind a stack of crates, you see a woman come out. This is a different woman. The woman that you guys saw is this bald woman right here. She's the one who came in earlier. This woman comes out, and she's got a gun.
Great.
He's got a gun.
And it's a sawed-off shotgun.
Nice.
Dibs.
All right. So hold on a second. So I got to find sawed-off shotgun here. Hold on a second.
Okay, while you're on this break, normal movement is 6 meters per minor action.
Ooh, what'd you say, Chuck?
Normal movement is 6 meters per minor action, half in difficult terrain, crouching halves as well, so 1.5 meters if crouching, and moving in difficult terrain.
Got it.
And you get 3 minor actions per round. So if you moved your max all 3, you could move. Where'd that thing go?
The voice of God just spoke from
How about
darkness. It's awesome.
So for squares, the normal move would be 4 squares if each square is 1.5 meters, or up to 16 squares if successful in sprinting. So since you get 3 minor actions a round, if you moved all of your movement, it would be 12 squares per round, which would be running.
Got it.
Which is kind of what I did if it's the smaller squares you're talking about.
Yep.
Okay.
Chuck, tell us you're gonna take over this Ursa right here, right? And switch sides.
I have already told you my presence here is so that I can torment Don at a later date.
Okay.
All right, hold on. So she is with that range. So the range she's shooting at you, Black.
Have at you.
Pistol range 6 to 50 meters. So she's at medium range, and then she needs an 8 to hit. And you're not gonna like it if she hits. So medium range. Oh, she gets +3 on her dice to fire because of the nature of the sawed-off shotgun. So 2d6.
Are we about to get a first little TPK right here?
+3. She's got to get an 11 or 12. And she missed. So boom! Shotgun goes off, and the blast goes sideways, and you can hear pellets bouncing off the cryo chamber as she racks another shell into.
Hey, don't break the cryo chamber.
All right, that's what she does. He also had, this guy is pulling his laser carbine, and he is going to fire at Tam. He needs to get a 9 or better, and he misses too. So a laser bolt goes flying back into the back of the thing. These guys come out firing. It's Baldy's turn. What does she have? She pulls out a revolver and points it at the captain and fires. Now that is short range. That is +1 because it's an antique revolver, so she gets to have it. She needs a 9 or better, and misses. She misses too. So suddenly there's a lot of bullets flying around in here, but nobody hits anything. Yet. You also know, Tam, you see on the much larger keypad on the inside of the room that a new red light has gone off and is blinking on that keypad.
Dun, dun, dun.
This guy goes. One second. This guy goes around here and hides behind the thing.
Machinery.
The machinery. All right, Mr. Tam. So you just got shot at by a bear with a laser carbine. What do you have by the way of weapons?
I have a cudgel.
A cudgel, that's right, a space cudgel. You're gonna run around the other side of the carts and clonk her with the space cudgel?
Yes.
All right, close range with a cudgel, no change, so you're just gonna clonk her with it. All right, go for it. You need an 8 or better. Barring any stuff that you have, any bonuses. What's your cudgel skill?
3.
A 3. So you rolled a 9 plus 3 is 12, or is that already in it?
I rolled a 2 and a 4 plus 3, which is a 9 total.
That's a 9. That's a hit. So a cudgel does 2d6 worth of damage. Oh, max damage, 10 points.
There was a 6 and a 4 in there.
So, Captain Black, you're kind of looking at this woman who just shot at you with this antique revolver. All of a sudden, Tam appears behind her and just clonks her over the head with that baton that he has. Wham! And she's like, "Oh man, she is knocked silly." She the gun is sort of wandering around in her hand. She's staggering backwards under the force of the blow.
Well done, sir.
So hold on, there is actual rules that accompany partial hits. So hold on, partial damage. How's that work? We'll all learn the game together. All right. So wound points. The first wound received can be sufficient to stun or daze him. So when one characteristic is reduced to 0 by wounds, the character is rendered unconscious. When all 3, the character is dead. So her thing is her. Yeah. So her initial thing was rendered to 0, and a good portion of her dex was rendered to 0 in that hit. She falls to the ground. unconscious. You hit her in the head. She falls to the ground.
Ah, one down.
Nice.
Is that a rubber drill?
Combat in this game is fast and ugly.
Yeah, you just apply the night stick to her.
Yeah, he did. All right, so that's Tam. Dr. Wagner. Now you are outside the wall, but you saw a couple of things. You saw Captain Black run in. You saw Tam run across over to something, and you hear some gunfire, laser and projectile gunfire.
Now I have a question, real quick.
I probably don't have an answer.
The machine they're hooking it up, this cryo chamber to, and the guy crouched behind, powered by an exercise bike.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
All right. Let's just assume that it is some sort of high-tech exercise bike that has a power source already in it.
Okay.
I didn't recognize that for a bike. I just look for power source. It's a galactic space bike.
If you blow it up, it's got handlebars and a seat. And
Does it really? Okay. Yeah. All right. So it's a, as far as you guys know, it's just a regular power source for a cryo
generator.
The bike is superfluous. It's a superfluous energy bike.
It's a Peloton.
It's a Peloton. Yeah. This has changed my life.
Okay.
Right, it's Dr. Wagner.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to use my superior education and intellect to look around
Overdue.
and try to get a sense of what the hell is all this equipment and what's going on here.
All right. So you're going to actually move into the room?
To the entry.
Okay. Go ahead and
Maybe
move your guy to where you should be able to move him. Hold on. Maybe you can't. Has anybody else been able to move their guy? Oh, yeah. You should be able to move it.
Moved mine.
Okay. So go ahead and move him, Andrew, into where you want him to be. All right. Right there in the middle.
Does that give me a good view of the room?
Yeah, it gives you a pretty solid. I mean, you're sort of just stepping into the room. So a couple of things. You see these bear and this woman just shot at your friends. Black is doing something you don't know what. You can't really see Tam and the woman because they're on the other side of the cryo chamber. But you also see the keypad on the side, and you see the red light flashing on it. Hold on, let me check something real quick. All right, so you have computer 2. I want you to give me
engineering 3.
Yeah, give me. Actually, this is more of a computer. So give me a computer roll. 2d6 plus 2.
Okay.
$13. You know that blinking light there is what you would suspect to be a gunshot sensor. Essentially, what it is, it's a passive sensory thing that they put in these things. If it hears, and it's passive audio, so if it hears something that fits the computer profile of a variety of different weapon discharges, it alerts. It sends an alert to whatever passes for the local police here, dock police.
Well, I relay that to my teammates. Like, try to keep gunfire down. Use cudgels and bladed weapons.
Well, they're using guns. It's not gonna.
Yeah, they set it off. All right, so Dr. Wagner, is that all for you, or do you have a gun that you're going to fire off, or?
If I fired my gun, I'd kill one of my teammates. So
okay.
No.
All right. Weber Jix.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You basically heard Dr. Wagner say, use cudgels and knives. We've already set off the gun alarm.
I was looking for a stick of gum. Like, I was patting my pockets. Anybody got a stick of? And it sounded like, now. I'm like, what?
What?
I'm a lover, not a fighter. All right, so I guess I'm going to mosey into the room. You said I could go 12 squares. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, 12 squares or 6 of the big map squares.
Does that matter on my dexterity? Because I know I'm slow as molasses.
No, I don't think so.
Well, do I count the outside squares or just the inside squares?
You can count whatever you. But yeah, I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
so
you're out of position. You were hiding.
3. And there's a woman over here that's got a gun that I don't recognize.
She's got a sawed-off shotgun that she's pointing at the captain.
This is the captain here.
Yeah, she just
No.
as you were walking. No, that's Dr. Wagner. The captain is over here. He's over here by the thing. So he just got shot at, and she's racking another shell into the chamber.
Okay. Body pistols aren't going to be well. You say I don't have a knife for a cut. I have a body pistol, so
okay.
So you're going to dazzle her with your magic tricks.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 6, right? You said I can go 6 of these squares.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will try to ping a shot off her.
Okay.
Or at least put her into a non-firing mood.
What's your? Hold on. Let me check and see what you're. Do you have any skill with body pistol?
I think I have body pistol 2.
Body pistol 2, right? So you get +2 on your roll. Range there. Hold on. Let me check and see if
I know they're not super impressive weapons.
Body pistol that's short range, so you add you minus +1, so you're at 2d6 +1 total.
All right, I haven't been able to figure out how to put the mods on yet, so let me just do this. So 7.
Miss. Ting goes off the other way.
Okay.
Oh wait, I think I'm reading this wrong. Hold on a second. I think you get +1 on your roll because of short range. That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
It's -6 mediums. Yeah, so
that
it's
would be a 9.
+2. So this is 9. 9 is a hit. So you do 3d6 -8 damage. I don't know how they came up with this shit, but that's what it is.
I got to get my slide roll. Hang on. All right. So 14 minus 8 is 6, right?
6 points. All right. So
Nice roll.
Bam! She gets shot right in the side. It is not sufficient to render her unconscious, but she does get now. She's wrecking that shotgun. She looks down, and there's a bullet hole in her armor, and she looks over, and she's like looking at you, and you see her begin to whirl that shotgun. She staggers a little bit from the bullet, and she's looking over. She's starting to whirl that shotgun over to you.
I will call out to you. Maybe you want to drop the gun and cover the wound. Just a thought. I hate for you to bleed out on us, darling. See, now I'm doing it.
Captain Black. Yeah, when you
wait, somebody didn't go.
Who didn't go? Oh, Coffin Doyle. What was your? I'm sorry, Coffin. Go now, and then we'll get you into the thing. Also, roll initiative. Damn, where was your initiative? I wonder. Where were you in all this, Eric?
He's the pacifist. I don't want to shoot. I
got this carbine rifle, but I don't want to use it.
Did you bring Betsy?
I didn't see myself on the map or in the turn order. I was just standing by. I assumed that you were on top of it.
You're in the map
down
there.
to the south there.
We'll say you held your action.
And yeah, so go ahead and give me an initiative roll.
You know, I didn't even see myself there, but okay, gotcha. All right, because I got some I got bad news for the bad guys. If they can just get, here we go. I rolled
2d6 and no pluses. You have an 8 dex. 9. Okay, so I'm going to slip you in here, so you're going to get a bit of a double. All right, so go now so that we don't skip you, and then you're going to go again after Captain.
In a couple, right?
Or yeah, in a couple of minutes here. Let me hold this.
Where am I? All right, so I thought I was right at the doorway of this room, but no.
No, you're kind of a little ways back.
Okay. Why am I? All right, great. Sure. All right. But well, but I mean, I don't want to shoot my guys. And also,
Thank you.
I guess I want
you.
to make sure that I left the ship with Betsy, my overcoat, and lots of bullets.
Okay.
I mean, I assume that if I left the ship and was expecting maybe a little activity, raised voices and so on. And that,
Oh yeah, you would have heard not only them talking, but you would have heard gunfire in there. I mean, you can hear this pretty clearly. There are guns going off in there.
I mean, I just want to make sure that that I got enough ammo. Okay, well, I run toward the door.
Okay.
I unlimber Betsy, and I'm getting ready to go to the door and assess the situation.
Okay.
So
you would move. So to move 6, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and you can move 6 more.
Okay, great. 1. Okay, no, hold on.
That's 4.
Where's the door?
It's sort of the doorway. See this sort of like bigger line here. I'll mark it.
All right.
It's not a small door. It's like a.
It's like a big door. So you see this line?
Yeah.
Do you see it now? Can you see that purple line?
Like a warehouse.
Okay, so I just ran toward a wall.
No, I mean it's an open. The door itself is open. So Dr. Wagner is sort of standing in the doorway and sort of peering in. So you can go past him. Yeah.
Okay. Well, right now I can't see any of the people who are shooting at my teammates. Right.
Right. You can't see any of them.
Then I'm gonna duck down low and go right here.
Okay.
Can I see anybody who is aiming a gun at my friends?
Nope. This woman here is on the other side of like this wall, so you have to kind of come in. Let me make this a little better.
Okay.
But you're going to get another turn in a second.
Where's the?
Yeah, you're gonna get another turn in a second.
Where's the captain?
You can see the captain. He's over there by the cryo chamber.
I see him.
Yeah, but and he's sort of like hunkered down, but he's sort of looking the other way too.
So right now I don't see any people except my own team.
Yep, that's correct.
I'm gonna move right there and stop there,
Okay.
and I'm gonna get my carbine ready,
All right.
and I am looking around, ready for action.
Okay, sounds good. Captain Black, you are up.
If I move 8 spaces out of the 12, can I still attack then?
Sure.
Do 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 3, 4, which is my 8. Then I'm attacking this guy.
All right. So you're gonna attack him with
Stun stick.
with your stun stick. Okay.
I get +4. Do I get any bonuses for strength?
No, you don't.
Okay, so +4. 2d6.
Okay. That's a hit.
I do 2d6 physical damage and 2d6 stun damage.
Okay. So the stun damage won't kill him, but it will render him unconscious. So go ahead and roll the physical damage from the clonk. All right, 9 points. Okay. Now he has armor on, which effectively works as like DR.
Right.
So there's a little bit of that. So I'm going to take some of his. Can you see? You can't see his hit points yet.
I can't see his bar now.
All right, hold on. Let me get that out there.
Can't see hers either.
The shotgun lady.
Yeah. But the bald girl that fell down, we can see hers.
Okay. All right, now you should be able to see both. Okay, so I'm going to remove that. So you know that that his armor, he took the cudgel on like sort of his shoulder. So you know his armor took most of that.
Okay.
All right.
And then
Now
the
do the
stun
electric
damage?
the stun damage. 7 points of stun damage. All right, so total 11. He
And then
staggers.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right, so the stun damage gets in there. He staggers backward up against the wall. He's kind of like thrown backward by the power of the stun stick, but he's sort of like trying to. You can see him kind of do that like ugga wugga thing with his face, but he's still bringing that laser carbine to bear on you. He's not unconscious.
Okay, so the rest of the write-up list says that anyone stuck with a stun stick must make an endurance check.
Okay.
DM equal to the stun damage after armor is subtracted.
Okay, his endurance is 12, so B. So he gets +2. +2 on that?
Minus whatever got through his armor on the stun.
7. So -5. All right, so what do I have to beat? I have to beat. So if a medium's 8, he took 7, which means he would have to get a 15, but he gets +2 from his endurance, so he needs to get a 13 or better. Hold on a second. He didn't get it.
So he's unconscious.
So he's unconscious. So he staggers backwards. The laser carbine falls to the ground, and he then falls to the ground next to it. The woman with the shotgun looks over. She's like, ah! She is not happy. All right.
Yay for stun sticks.
He is stunned, so he does not get a turn. Coffin, you're back up again. So you saw the captain run over there. You don't see what happened, but you hear something big hit the floor. And then you hear a woman's voice kind of go, oh, no!
Okay.
Just on the other side of this wall.
All right. Okay. I'm going around this wall. And I want to go north and then east. So I'll go. Can I go here?
Yep.
I see what.
Well, you see this woman holding a shotgun.
Right at you right now.
Well, it's not so much pointed at Coffin as it's sort of like swirling to point at you, Captain. She was shooting at you. And so when you came running up with the stun stick.
I thought she was pulling it to me. She said you were pulling
I
it
thought
to
she
me.
switched to Matt. But that's
okay.
okay.
That's right.
But she could
I
keep
can see her
whirling as you
switching
want.
back now.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
kind of whirling back around again because you just knocked out with, well, I mean, her friend anyway, probably. So yeah, she's probably that. Yeah, Coffin, it's probably pointed a little bit at you, but it's whirling towards Black.
Yeah, we don't need to kill
She's
her.
also got a bullet hole in her side.
Is she wearing any head gear?
No, she's not.
All right. I just cannot shoot a woman. I just can't. I'm gonna take my gun.
She's in disguise. It's actually a guy.
I'm gonna smack her with the butt of my gun right in the head.
All right, so you're just going to reach over. You're going to flip the gun around, just like clunk.
Smack her butt.
All right, cudgel. that turns the carbine into a cudgel.
Correct.
And that means that you get, it's an even up strike at, I'm sorry, hold on. I was looking at the wrong. Yeah, it's an even up strike at close range. Go ahead and give her a clock.
So I roll 2d6.
You roll 2. Do you have any cudgel ability?
Let's see, sir.
Hold on, I'm almost there. I got your thing up here. Hold on. You have brawling, carbine, electronics, gambling, and mechanical. I think brawling would work. Take -1 off of that. So you need a 7 or better to hit her with the cudgel. With the butt end of your carbine of Betsy. With Betsy's butt. Ooh, an 8. Nice. Boom. So you get her. She's whirling to bring the gun to bear on Captain Black. You step around the corner, reverse, and just clank right into her. Cudgel does an unknown amount of damage. Hold on. 2d6 damage. So roll 2d6 again.
All right. Well, okay. I'm not trying to kill her.
Yeah, you're just hitting her upside the head with the butt of a gun.
I want to knock her out, and
Yep.
I want her to drop her gun. All right. So
If she's dead, she will.
What's the
4 points of damage. All
Don't
right.
worry, you're not going to kill her.
Well, no, but I mean, she already has a bullet hole in her, so that 4 points actually puts her over her first wounding increment, which means that she does. The shotgun falls to the ground from nerveless hands, and she slumps over with a big goose egg rising on her head from where Security Chief Doyle popped her in the side of the head with his gun butt.
Nice work.
And at that point, we fall out of initiatives because everybody is unconscious. Now, none of them are dead.
There's one guy.
Wait.
Well, he wasn't fighting. He was hiding.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know where he is.
Well, let's make sure we secure him.
Let's have a conversation with him then, shall we?
I'm going to call the doctor over to the woman I shot here. See if we can at least patch her up to...
What do you say? Hey, Doc, I got a live one for you. You patch her up? I put a bullet in her.
yeah.
Well,
I think it's going to be a lot worse for us if we start dropping bodies on this place.
We were hoping to kind of like subdue them and take them back with us, right?
Yeah, exactly. And on the upside, we also have now added to our inventory of weaponry.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you're on a clock now because the gunfire alarms went off.
Right. Is this guy unconscious or just?
He's stunned. So yeah, I mean,
He's unconscious.
I think he's unconscious. The stun stick does that, right?
Yeah, correct.
Maybe we leave him. He looks big.
Somebody grab this woman and that woman, and we'll get out of here.
Okay.
well, okay. Can I?
Well, the cryo thing too.
The cryo thing too.
Cryo thing.
Just toss them on top of the cryo thing. We'll throw a tarp on it, and because the cryo thing's on like a hover thing, right?
Yep.
All right. So to throw a tarp over the cryo thing and just throw their bodies on top of it, and let's go.
Where are you gonna get a tarp?
This is a warehouse. They got
Yeah,
tarps
but it's not
galore.
like you can.
Hey, let me roll for tarp. Let me roll for tarp.
Tarp check.
I know a guy.
I know a guy. A tarp guy in Greenpernt.
Hey man, I was
Middle of the combat.
I was in I had a lot of tight quartermaster friends in the military.
There's no
He wears a
tarps.
cloak.
No tarps.
There are some crates.
All right. Well, do we have somebody else to carry a crate with, like a hover thing or a dolly? There's a dolly in here, right? I'm just saying
on a dolly.
The crates are on a
Yeah.
dolly.
So the cryo thing is on like what you would call a grav car. It's essentially an anti-gravity unit that's bigger,
Right.
and it's big. It's about the size, about the size of like a semi-trailer.
Right, which is why I thought it'd be easy to toss a couple guys on top and cover it, but you're saying no.
Well, you don't have any
To cover
covers.
it with.
Yeah. So, but you're saying there are crates here that we could drop them in.
We didn't sell all of the Ewok pelts. We kept a couple.
Yeah, sure. Well, the crates in here are empty.
We actually have a couple cosplay bear porn.
So we could put them in the crates and then put the crates on top.
Right, there we go. Boom, done.
All right.
I will pull any cords that need to be done or find any cables to help secure. said
Where's that
crate
guy going?
While you
Well, he's
track
just
down
backed
this
up
guy.
and he's against the wall. He's just like watching the whole show. He hasn't pulled a gun or anything like that, and he hasn't said anything. He's just sort of like up against the wall.
I told him to run before the cops get here.
You got
If
it.
you want to find out who he is.
And he comes trucking across here, and he goes running past Wagner and takes off.
I want him gone.
Yeah, he
All
takes
right.
off.
All right, I'm busy lashing, getting people into crates and lashing them to the thing. Are we ready to push this sucker?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so who
we're
are you
leaving-
putting
we're
in the
lea-
crates?
We're putting the two girls in the crates and we're leaving the bear.
Okay, did you want Wagner to look at her first?
Yes, please. I don't need her to bleed out.
All right. Dr. Wagner, are you going to take a quick look at her?
Yes, and I'm going to frisk her pockets while I'm at it.
Okay.
You're gonna do that.
So you got a small caliber entry wound, no exit wound, which means the bullet is still inside her. Blood it's in the side about mid range. Without the auto dock in the ship, you're not sure, but considering where it is on her anatomy, there's probably some, there could be some kidney damage. It could be lodged in her liver. It certainly didn't come out the other side.
Okay, so yeah, guys, without the on-ship assessment software, I can tell you that maybe it's fatal and maybe it's not.
Let's get her to find out.
Wow, Doc. All right.
All right. So you.
How do they do it in the old days?
All right. So as you're checking her body, you find a couple of things. You find a small extendable cutlass. You find how many times did she shoot that shotgun? Twice, right?
Twice.
Yep.
Twice. So you find 6 shotgun shells, including one that looks substantively different. So you've got 4 that. So you got 6 shotgun shells. You got 4 that say flechette on the side of them. 1 that just is plain and it looks like it's filled with actual shot, and 1 that just says he on it, H-E. And it's big. It's sort of bigger and longer than the other ones.
So is HE
High explosives.
the chemistry chart? Is that helium?
High
I don't know.
explosive. I'm pretty
It's
sure.
just all it says on it is HE. And the other ones are flechette shells. So you got 4 flechette shells, 1 shot shell, regular shotgun shell, and 1 that says HE that you don't know what it does. And the shotgun itself, which is a sawed-off shotgun, single barrel, with a pump that is now on the ground.
So I summon over our
And a data pad. You find her data pad. It's a smaller data pad that's on her person.
Okay. Well, I'll hang on to that and then pass the weaponry to Coffin.
All right, so you pick up the shotgun and just throw it at him, and he grabs it out of the thing.
On the shells and the collapsible cutlass.
Okay. Weber, give me a quick. There's no perception check in this game, which drives me crazy. Give me a streetwise roll.
You can add it, Les. It's your game.
Give me a 2d6 minus 1 streetwise roll, or a plus 1 streetwise roll.
I kind of comment that the clock is ticking.
Yeah, I'm ready to get the hell out of here.
Make the roll.
Yeah, you gonna make the roll there, Matt?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say Weber? I apologize.
Yeah, Weber.
Yeah, my bad.
2d6 plus 1. The suspense was killing me.
I was like, what is your problem?
The cops get here. We're still waiting for the roll.
Wait for
Yeah.
the roll.
Like, yeah, why isn't this guy
sure,
going?
Sure could leave.
Plus 1, right? Okay.
Plus 1, 7. Okay, you're looking at Coffin, and you see Wagner is kind of like kneeling down and looking at this woman, but you kind of hear a commotion sort of down the way. So the space dock curves, right? So you can't. It's not like you can see straight down there. It's got like a pretty gentle curve, and you can hear there's some sort of commotion, maybe some sort of siren that is down the way around the curve.
I'm pocketing my body pistol and coming out the door because I'm gonna drop my body pistol onto the crate here, not into the hands of a prisoner, but onto the crate here, and then I'm gonna go out and make myself useful to the authorities because I saw the whole thing. That guy went that way.
You gonna step out here?
Yep.
All right. So the door is still open.
So
the door is wide open.
This guy I can still see checking down the hall, or is he?
Oh no, he's gone.
Okay. Well, I'm positive I saw him. He was this way, officer. So I'm gonna make myself useful to the authorities if needed.
Okay. All right. So you guys are going to pile 2 women into 2 empty crates and put it on the thing. So put it on. So
glad we hold the moral high ground on this one.
What about the prone body of the giant polar bear gang?
Leaving him.
We're not messing with that dude.
I'll hit him with one more shock on the way out the door so he stays unconscious.
Okay.
We saw him in one of the magazines.
So this door is still open. And Weber, you see it coming around there. You see moving pretty quickly on these carts. It looks like 2 carts, and they're essentially like 4-wheelers.
I'll whisper back to close the door, and I will give them more time.
Leave.
Well, you're not ready to leave though yet, are you?
How long is it going to take to get the women in the crates?
It takes a couple of minutes. I mean, they're essentially
Unconscious women.
Yeah, they're unconscious women.
Okay, I'm leaving them with the net. Oh, God. We got to get out of here, guys.
Yeah.
You can go right past the guards with.
I'm just grabbing them. I'm just grabbing the female one and going.
I'm running out to see if I can meet the cops because I have a lot to tell them. Do I see them, Les?
They're headed this way. Yeah, I mean, you can hear them more than you can see them. They're still kind of far away. They're going to be here in about 30 seconds.
Right.
So,
right.
Just real quick.
I'm grabbing her body and I'm leaving.
Real quick, Les.
Somebody get the cryogen behind us. We'll get them in a crate later. We got to get out of this room because they're going to come to this room. This is where the alarm went off.
Okay, so each room has an alarm?
Yes.
Okay, well, anyway, where are the police officers coming? I'm heading directly towards them, Les.
They're basically coming down from the south.
Okay, so down this way? And which way do we need to go back to the Gin Tonic?
Down to the south.
All right, is there another way around to that?
Not really. I mean, that's the way you come up with. Yeah, remember, you're about 1.5 kilometers away from the Gin Tonic.
So I'm gonna go down to the south, but pull myself to the right side here over here,
okay,
so I can meet the police officers that way. I'm gonna wave them down like, officer, officer.
All right, so they're coming towards you, and you're gonna wave them down.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. All right. They pull to a stop in front of you, and they jump out. They're like, what's going on around here? We got an alarm. We got an alarm. We got a noise alarm.
Like Irish policemen in New York.
I was just, just over there, looking for a stick of gum, and this huge bear came out of nowhere, and he was shooting up the place, and his little buddy ran off that way. And I'm going to point to where I just saw the guy run off. Where I think actually I'll point to anywhere but the direction of where the Gin and Tonic is where I'm going to.
Okay, so around the other way.
Yes, I saw.
They went that way.
I think he had more than one weapon on him. I think he might have taken a bear's weapon too. It was terrible. I'm very traumatized. I saw the whole thing. I can describe them both. Bear, human.
Your skills.
If you're into bear porn, you might have seen this guy before. He's quite famous in Ursa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that this is gonna be your interrogation skill.
Okay.
In this
+2,
case,
right?
counter interrogation +1, I believe.
Oh, let me double check that. +1. Okay.
Yeah. All right, try it.
Oh,
Nice!
Oh, shit.
Max!
Body slam!
Max!
Yeah.
Max, basically natural 20. All right,
I look directly in his face and I say, "These are not the droids you're looking for."
He's like, "What did you say? It was an Ursay, huh? What did he look like?"
He was big and he was furry and he scared me, officer. He scared me so bad.
No, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Which direction do you go? Put us away. What's your name?
Well, my name, officer, is Weber Jix.
Weber Jix. And what's your ship?
Do I just before I answer that? Do I know any other ships that were in the area?
Tequila Sunrise.
Tequila Sunrise, yeah.
Tequila Sunrise. Well, that's an outlandish name, but all right. We'll be coming to talk to you later. We're going to want a witness statement. Come on, boys.
Oh, of course, officer.
They take off and they go trucking the other way. It costs you some time, but it might not be a ton of time.
I'm going to make myself a note that I need some fake credentials for the next time I get pulled over and have to talk to the police.
Yeah, because you couldn't think of another name.
Yeah, use my own name. Damn it.
That was pretty bad.
Should have used the kidnapper's name.
All right, you two, you take the cryo thing. I'm going to pick up this girl and I'm heading out.
All right.
All right, so you're just going to carry a girl with a bullet wound and just wander her out, or you're going to put her in a crate?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good idea. I mean, this is a public area. That's why we wanted.
There's a lot of people. There's a fair amount of people around.
Sure.
And honestly, there's a few people gawking.
I bought you time. Hurry.
Put her in a crate.
Put her in a crate. All right, so you got 2 people in crates, one bleeding profusely, one with a big thing on her head, and you unhook everything and head it out.
All right. If I don't feel like I'm needed here, I'm heading back to the Gin and Tonic at speed to make sure our cargoes are loaded from our other shippers.
Contracts.
Yeah, contracts.
Can I go with them to go care for the lady?
Okay.
She's going to need medical treatment.
Yeah,
Yep.
we just need to
Back
keep her
to
alive.
G&T.
All right. I'm going to need a G&T after this.
All right. You guys leave the door open, or?
No.
Well, how long
All right.
would it take to close it?
It's just that one key. It's
type in the key. Let's go. Close
4
it.
to 6 seconds.
Yeah,
Close it.
maybe break the key off in a lock or whatever to keep the bear in until the authorities can get
It's
here.
not a physical key; it's a key code. But
Oh, right. Well, okay, then smash the keypad or whatever.
I'll hit it with my stun stick. See if I can electrocute it.
All right. Give me, Weber, give me one more interrogation roll just to see what happens if they come back.
Okay. 1 second. I can't roll better than that, Les. You're just tempting fate.
I'm just tempted fate.
Doing it on purpose.
9.
9, okay. And that's it's
right.
+1. Okay. So as you guys are you guys are like scooting out of there, and people are like looking, and one guy's like, but you guys go scooting out of there, and about the time you make it around the curve, you hear those sirens again, and you look back, and you can see both of those those police 4-wheelers arriving at this place. And you could see them. They're pulling out some sort of like thing. They jam it down into the key code thing. They punch a thing. It's like a key code override machine, and it opens up, and they run in there. All 8 of them run in there, and you can that kind of thing. You guys go around the thing. You guys get back to the Gin and Tonic pretty much without any problems. The only problem you have is that the cargo has not been loaded yet. Now they're loading. They're still loading some of the microprocessors. The xenoporn hasn't arrived yet. The live animals haven't arrived yet either. They're still the porters are still loading the 50 tons of microprocessors. So you've got guys kind of trucking around. So there are people in and out of the cargo hold. But
anybody who's not a doctor,
anybody
who's not a doctor or an interrogator or a prisoner keeper needs to be out here helping me kick some ass, getting this thing loaded so we get the hell out of here.
All right, so Tam, you're going to help him?
Yep.
All right. The rest of you bring the cryo thing into this area, the cargo area, which is now pressurized and has atmosphere and everything. You guys have flooded it. What do you do with the crates, the 2 girls? I mean, you obviously connect probably. I'm assuming that you connect the cryo chamber back up to the fusion reactor power so that it's still powered. It's not on battery power. What do you do with the 2 crates?
We can just leave the crates in the middle of the room, but let's bring girls into the medical bay.
Okay. So you drag them up to Dr. Wagner's office?
Yeah.
The doctor's office. All right. All right. Wagner, you can do. I'm going to get their things here. Hold on a second. Wagner, you can do a much more exhaustive analysis on their damage with capability autolock. The one woman, the bald woman that Tam hit with a cudgel, seems to be coming around. She's groggy. She's unhappy, but she seems to be nearing consciousness again. The other woman is still unconscious.
Space zip ties.
So yeah, what do you get? I mean, you guys don't have handcuffs or anything. What are you gonna do?
I give her 5 units of diazepam.
5 units of diazepam. So you give her an injection of a soporific.
Yes.
Okay. Any place you gonna put her after that, or are you gonna keep her in med lab?
I'm gonna dress her up really pretty.
Okay.
Oh God.
Oh, sorry. I hope you aren't recording.
Oh yeah, everything is on.
It's a live tweet.
All right, so I'm gonna put both of them in med lab.
Basically, I want to sedate her so that I can examine the one who appears to be possibly critically injured.
Okay, you are able to sedate her. You give her diazepam, and she goes back to sleep. Would you? She's unfettered. I mean, she's not bound in any way, but she's definitely unconscious. So now you fire up the auto dock and you take a look. That bullet did stay within her. You're looking at the auto dock. Give me your medicine check real quick. Okay. Your medicine bonus is. I think I have this actually. Here we go. Medic 6 ranks. So say what you will about the perversions and stuff like that. You're a hell of a doctor.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and roll 2d6 plus 6.
Okay.
Make her better than before.
We can rebuild her.
You weren't injured, but we lopped off your limbs and replaced them.
With pizza pans. 13. All right. So you're like, yeah, I can get this bullet out, and you tell everybody, I need a couple hours to extract the bullet and sew up any and analyze whatever damage is there and patch that up as well. So I'll need a couple hours.
All right. So I'm busy.
Okay.
I'm busy kicking ass on the stevedoring or whatever I do on the dock.
Okay. So you're just like trying to get these guys to hurry up. You don't know. So you reach out to the xenoporn guys and the live animals guys, and you're like, where the hell are you? And they're like, we were coming until later this afternoon.
Like, you get a 10% discount if you're here in an hour.
Done. 10%. We're on the way. And within 20 minutes, both of these guys show up. Now that 10% discount minus 15. Just so you know, that 10% discount that you guys just offered them is a total of 37,500 credits.
Think it was,
but they both arrived. They're both there. And they're hustling.
Think it was fees you don't have to pay for jail.
You think that you could have everything loaded up? You got to get fuel though. You don't have any jump fuel.
Oh, Captain, that's your bag.
Well, jump fuel is available at some. So it's not available. I mean, it is. You can get it. You can get it brought to you.
How much is it going to cost us?
Well, so jump fuel is 1,000 credits a ton, and your full complement is 8 tons.
So
I'm sorry, 10 tons. So for 10 grand, you get a full tank. But you use up a ton of jump fuel for every parsec that you jump. So if you're headed all the way back to Mirabilis, I mean, you can reload. I mean, to get. Let me check here.
We used 8 to get here, so we just need 8 to fuel, right?
10 is how as much as we can
No,
hold.
that's correct. You got here in 8. 4 and 4.
10 is as much as we can hold.
10 is as much.
We
as
still
you
have
hold.
2 left, so we just need to buy 8.
Okay, so that's
8
and it's
KC.
It's a 8. Are you keeping track of any of that?
I'm typing it in an email. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is gonna take several hours, probably 3 or 4 hours before. I mean, if you guys are looking to like get out of here, it's gonna be 3 or 4 hours.
Captain, crew, what do you think? I'm thinking we want to get while the getting's good before I have to answer any questions.
Yep. Let's go as quickly as we can.
As far as I
3
know, I'm
4
the only one
hours
who
is fine.
only been seen.
Oh,
Well, in a couple
But
hours.
you should get inside the ship. You don't need to be outside anymore.
Okay. Yeah, tell them you saw me heading to the bar.
Okay. After a couple hours, I mean, they're still loading stuff up. Cargo's loading, and you're doing some final checks, and you do see 2 Greenpernt constables come rolling up in one of those ubiquitous sort of 4-wheelers, and they're like, this is the Gin and Tonic, right?
Yeah.
We need to talk to Captain Black. Is he around?
Yeah. What you want?
Well, here's the thing. We ran into somebody, a guy named Jix, who told us he was crew on a ship called the Tequila Sunrise. The thing is, there ain't no Tequila Sunrise in dock. So we ran him through the computers, and it turns out that he's listed as crew member on your ship. You got a guy named Weber Jix on this boat?
Not right now. He's due back, but I'll be telling you, we're going to take off without him soon.
Probably
Take off
drunk
with
again.
Take off with that. What do you mean drunk? You have any idea where he might be getting the load on?
Yeah, probably at a bar.
Well, that certainly narrows it down. Did he leave any forwarding addresses as to where he might be?
Absolutely not. He wanders off and gets drunk, and I tell you, I'm sick of it, and I got to get some more discipline on this crew, so I'm thinking of just ditching him. You can keep him.
He always knows it's an alcoholic drink, and that's about it.
All right. And so he told, well, if that's the case, you're going to leave without him. Tell you what, we're gonna put out a look-see to find this guy. If I turn him up before you guys leave, you want him back?
Yeah. Captain, I think we do.
Wait, are they here to offer me a meritorious service award?
You're in charge of him from now on, because I ain't putting up with this crap.
Okay.
All right. If we find him, we'll let you know. He says, all right.
Thanks.
He goes to the guy next to him and says, All right, put it out on the wire. We're looking for this Weber, this Jix, first name Weber. He's probably in the bars. Send the usual suspects. The guy's like, I'm on it, sir. And so then he's like talking into a mic. Yep, Jix, Weber. And they're doing it. Weber, where are you actually? Are you on the ship?
Yeah, I'm looking in on the girl I shot. I don't feel too bad because she was trying to take my head off with a shotgun. But if we don't have to kill her before we get her back to Mirabilis, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So he's actually on the ship.
He's actually on the ship. All right. So couple of more hours pass by. You don't hear anything from the cops.
What else do we have left? I thought we were ready to go.
Well, I mean, it's like in the middle of that period. You're still getting loaded. Everybody's signing off on that. You know, people are like, yep, we're all done. Here's manifest, that kind of stuff. And you do have automated robotic fuel delivery that comes by, and they are gassing you up from outside of the ring. They're essentially, so when you dock at these places, you're essentially, you're connected to the loading area in two places. One is above, that's your regular airlock, and one is below, that's the cargo airlock. So it's all sort of one room, but it's on two different levels. Your fuel, however, comes in through the rear, and that's provided by essentially little fuel ships that come around. So it's come around, and they'll talk to you. They don't come in the ship. They just, it's, how you see the Air Force sort of refuel planes from thing. So it's just like this little nanotube that comes out, slots into your fuel dump, and they pour the jump fuel in through that place. It takes about an hour to load you up. It goes pretty quickly. You sign off electronically. You talk to them from the radio from the bridge. You talk to them through neural lace through the internet. So yeah, but you guys get fueled up. You got to debit 8 kilocredits on that. And after about 5 hours after the incident, you guys are ready to go. Dr. Wagner, you have successfully removed the bullet. There was some internal damage, nicked the liver, popped a little kidney around, also perforated the small intestine a little bit. You got all that sewed up. You gave her some nice small stitches, so it's going to be a nice looking scar. And she is resting comfortably under the effects of sedation. You've also, I'm assuming, switched the other woman to intravenous sedation as opposed to injections, because frankly you're not in the mood to come in here every 8 hours and give her another shot. But they're both sleeping comfortably in med lab, sedated and patched up.
Do we have AI on this boat? I know we have AI as our partner, but the AI on this boat?
Yeah, Gin.
Sorry. Could Gin just notify us if there's any change in their behavior so we can be on top of it?
Absolutely. You can do one better. MedLab has biomonitors so you can attach to these people, and that Gin can let you know if there's any changes in their biologicals.
Okay.
Like if they start to wake up, that will register as certain kinds of brain waves, and there's a period, so it'll be able to let you know. Yeah, they're wake. Your guests are waking up. All right. What do you guys do? You guys are all gassed up. You're all loaded up with cargo. You gonna hit it?
We added some new crew members. Awesome.
Added some fresh crew.
Yeah.
You gonna hit the gas?
Yeah.
Captain, permission.
Make it so.
All right. You guys detach from thing. Now you have to, before you can jump, you have to get out to a Lagrange point. So you start
to get far enough away. Yeah.
About 3/4 of the way out to the Lagrange point, you get a neural lace notification that Greenpernt is requesting. Greenpernt law is requesting that you guys come back. They have more questions, and scans show that you have several more Sophons on your ship than when you arrived with. And they need to know who those people are. If you're taking passengers, they need to know who they are. So please return to Greenpernt 4 docking station so that we can examine the ship.
Breaking up.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't hear you.
You're not coming in clear. We apologize. We have been urgently summoned back to, what was that other one?
Mirabilis?
Mirabilis. So we'll get back in touch with you when we get back to Mirabilis. But we've been
told we need to return there immediately.
This is Greenpernt Constable Colonel, and we are ordering you to come back to come back now.
I understand that, Colonel, but you need to understand we're being ordered by Mirabilis as well. I'm not sure what's going on, but their orders came in before yours, so
we're going to be, if you don't turn about and come back, we're going to be deploying interceptors. They are armed.
What do I know about interceptors?
Well, they're small ships that are armed with,
Right.
with
How long
guns.
would it take for us to make a jump, Les?
Yeah,
It'll
would we be able to make
close.
the jump before they get to us?
Feasibly, it will be a pilot skill check because you're on manual right now. What do you say, Mr. Tam? You want to test it?
Come on, we're smugglers.
It's up to you. I can do it.
If we can't run away,
I got
the first
faith in
time-
you, Tam. Get us out of here.
Right here. We're gone.
All right, so you guys hit the gas. Give me a pilot. What's your pilot skill?
Yeah, it sucks.
You're the pilot.
You're our pilot.
We have an AI.
Yeah, about that.
About that.
Oh,
I
shit.
said I had.
Oh no! The interceptors will reach you before you get to Lagrange space. And it is 11:02, and that is where we will start next time.
Prepare to be boarded.
As Captain Black looks over to Mr. Tam and says, "You're not going to make it, are you?" And Mr. Tam's like, "I don't think so, Captain."
He says, I pressed the wrong button.
You know,
Fade
this
to
whole
black.
character generation crap is all random.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Excellent.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Les,
Good
you got a minute
I do, yeah.
to hang out?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
Night all.
Good night.